Hello, my dear Poofmas. I got something extra special cooked up for you guys today, and this time it's not a lie. I'm joined here with Drakir and FC
Hello,
Lucy.
hello, hello.
Uh,
Oh, yeah.
the Nova Giga Beats, they've been popping off this year, and I want to give everyone a chance to know them a little bit better. So I guess we can start out with maybe just a little bit of background about yourself and maybe how you got into playing Legion, and maybe if you want, you can share a little fun fact about some noobish thing that you used to do when you were low elo.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly how I got into Legion. I think I literally just saw it on the Steam page when it got released, so I just bought it because it looked fun. And then when I started playing, I saw Meteor stream it a lot. So I just I think I was like platinum. So I just went to Meteor's chat and was like, "You wanna duo?" And then we ended up doing for like a month straight for like probably 1,000 games. It was pretty fun.
Nice. Sad that he departed.
Yeah, and he might come make a comeback at some
Okay,
point.
looking forward to it. What about you, Lucy?
Kind of similar. I just saw it on the page when I was browsing games,
Mm-hmm.
looking for
Yeah,
something to play.
the usual midnight Steam store browse.
Yeah, browsing like 300 games in one sitting.
Yeah, sure.
And yeah, just started from there, and then I'd played like Squadron TD in like StarCraft, so it was like the
Okay,
same kind of setup.
gotcha.
So I felt like I would enjoy it a lot.
Mhm. Well, it's no surprise, but you both became quite strong players pretty quickly. I mean, maybe not, reaching this super peak level fast, but I think you were both like 2.6-ish the first season you guys played. So was it something in your background, like other games you played? I know, Lucy, you were quite good at TFT, so was that something that helped? And when did you realize you might actually become like really, really good at this game?
I don't really have
Well,
a specific. My main game before Legion was
Mhm.
League of Legends, so it's not very similar. I guess maybe some like macro thoughts could
Mhm.
be kind of similar in a sense, but not really. So it's kind of my first game in that genre that I played a lot. So
Just the God Gamer
kind of,
DNA.
it took me a bit. I think in my first season I probably played like well over 1,000 games.
Mhm.
yeah, like
So
as
it
much
took.
as me. So
I mean, yeah, not as much as Lucy probably, but I did play a lot, and obviously, what it consumed a lot of like tutorials and stuff,
Mhm.
like Flight TV, Bunny,
They'll be back
and
soon too,
such.
guys.
Surely, yeah.
All right.
the video coaching streams.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. Oh, that was really good info for like starting out.
Yeah, Shay too.
Oh
Had
yeah.
like
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Shay was actually like, I when I was platinum, Shay coached me.
Oh yeah, I duoed with Shay once, and
It's like
not
Shay
quite.
did this like free coaching
Mhm.
thing, and then he just coached me, watched my games. So it was pretty helpful actually. I think that made me climb a lot.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, Shay telling me not to build bunk on Carl.
All right. Well, how did you guys end up deciding to play tournaments together? Because I know originally you guys played, I think, well, Lucy, you played with me, and
Yeah.
I think Drakir, you played with Slicken. So how did you end up pairing together? Because I think sometime, like maybe April last year, you played together for the first time.
Yes, April was the first month, and it was Penny that suggested it to me.
Ooh.
Well, we already played a lot of
Awesome.
Duke.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I don't know when we started Duking, but maybe like in February or March of 2022.
No
We
idea.
we do cute. Well, I know.
Well, I'm glad someone knows.
That's when we started working a lot together, and then I think Penny, we beat Penny like 20 times in a row or some shit, and he was like, "Yeah, maybe you guys should play Nova Cup." And I was like, "Maybe we can try." So I hit up Offman to ask Offman, "Can I steal Lucy?" And then
Of
I was
course.
like, "Okay, sure." And then yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you guys, I think literally your first tournament you were in the finals, and probably most of the
yeah,
tournaments after that as well. But I mean, obviously you guys couldn't put together a win until I think like this year in February or something, and then you won a
yes,
bunch. But
March actually.
okay, I mean, what changed for you guys? Was it just you guys improving as individual players, as a team, or was it just, it was just gonna take some time?
Yeah, I think it's just like tournament play is a lot different than ladder. Like we were really good on
Tournament.
ladder last year. Like I was like rank 1 for a really long time, but tourney is just a lot different.
It's more
Especially
stress and
against
stuff too.
yeah, and it's a bit of a different meta in the sense that like everyone plays very slow and controlled rather than taking risks. So you
Right,
have to kind of adapt.
for sure.
Like we struggled a lot against the King Dance and Witherspoon in 2022. They were always so kryptonite.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you guys think makes you so strong as a team? Is it just you guys have so much practice together, or is this something that you feel like would happen no matter what if you put two of like the best players on the same team?
I would say it's a combination of a lot of factors. Like I would say we have decent synergy. Also, we due to the fact that we just played like thousands of dual queue games, and yeah, just like improving, learning over the seasons.
For sure.
Like, it took us 11 Nova Cups until we got a win, so
It looks like
Yeah.
we
that's
got a
the
lot of
secret.
seconds though. But yeah, you just have to, just gotta grind. But yeah, I think like
Nah,
probably if you have two like really high loop players that just play 11 Nova Cups together in a row, it's pretty likely that
It's
they
the
win at some
recipe for
point.
success.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. You just have to dedicate like over a year playing
Yeah.
together. Which like
small amount
you
of
can see
time.
as well in like King Dance and Witherspoon,
Yeah,
they're
for
pretty
sure.
much very similar. Like I mean, I guess before actually they're not that much older of a team than we are. I
Yeah.
think
Yeah, they're older
because
players, but I think they only started playing in like
yeah,
March or
yeah,
something as
similar,
well.
yeah,
Yeah.
similar to us. I think Wither used to play with Adamas
Hmm.
mostly, right? And King with Sajin, or I
Yeah,
mean, I
so
guess it depends.
I think I saw when I was checking, doing some research, I saw he played with Buboy one of the tournaments as well.
Oh,
I
I remember that.
All
Boo
right.
Boy hit legend.
Oh yeah.
see.
Okay, well, I mean, heading into this very last Nova for the year, I mean, the one big storyline you guys have mentioned is like your quote unquote rivalry with Witter and King. Obviously, they beat you guys a lot last year, but this year you both have, I think, four Nova Cup wins, and Drax sneaked in an extra one with Big Bro helping him out. And you're
Yep.
even tied on Nova points as
Sneaky.
well. And it seems like you guys are pretty evenly matched this year. I mean, you guys have had some series, but nothing like uh, nothing like too crazy. Like you haven't been in the finals of every single one, but you've met in quite a few of them. I mean, how do you feel about your chances this month? Do you guys have anything special, or do you really want to beat them in the finals?
I mean, we obviously want to beat them. It's the last Nova Cup, so there's no December one, right? So
Yeah.
it would be cool to win the last one. And like you mentioned, I mean, at least for me, the Nova Cup points are kind of cool as well. Because if I were to win or at least place higher than them, then I would be first place. And that's also kind of cool to have the badge.
Yeah.
I like the money because Norway is expensive.
Well, there you have it. Lucy in it for the money, Drek in it for the Nova points.
Fake
Different
currency.
priorities.
One last question for you guys. Kind of big picture, do you guys have any goals or wishes with regard to Legion? I mean, whether it's for yourself or just for the game in general?
I mean, wishes would be just that the game grows.
Mhm.
That's obvious, because that obviously benefits everyone, right?
For sure.
Would be cool if the game becomes a bit more popular, as it's quite underrated,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
The next marketing
But
push will
obviously-
save us.
That's a very biased opinion, of course, but yeah.
How about you, Lucy?
Well, for me, kind of same, but I also just hope Nova continues, even though it's like, you know,
For sure.
small like community and everything, and you know, it's nice that there's still like monthly tourney, even though it's so small.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's very rare. That's probably one
Yeah.
of a kind to have like this type of infrastructure in terms of esports for such a small game.
Yeah. For
Yeah,
sure.
it's not normal for sure.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining me, and I hope all the viewers out there enjoy this content as well. We'll see you guys in the Nova Cup. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Yeah. I'm ready to play now. Put me in the game now. I came here to prove it. I'm ready to do it. I can't be afraid now. Put me on the stage now. I'm ready to rage now. I feel like an animal stuck in a cage and I'm ready to break out. My time, my time. None of you people can tell me to stop. This time, like the last time, you better get ready to race to the top. My time, my time. None of you people can tell me to stop. Lower the lights down. Hand over my crown. Hand over my heart. I do this for my town. I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time, my time. None of you people can tell me to stop.
Hello, Twitch chat. How on earth are you this fantastic November evening? We've got some very exciting games ahead of us, and we should have the delicious XGod joining us sooner or later. There is a very unfortunate power cut over in Canada where he lives, so hopefully that gets resolved as soon as possible and XGod can join me on the cast. Meanwhile, though, I plan to go it solo for a little while at least until he makes it here, and we should have some pretty exciting games to cast indeed. The first of which is going to be Industream, which is Inderhole, and my boy Atrocity, who is still not yet a dad, but very soon to be. And they are up against 04, Report and Ban Shadow, which is Eidetic and Shadow Wings. So this should be, well, an interesting game, I'm going to say. Eidetic and Shadow, obviously both very well known for their Starve play. Eidetic is certainly a Chaos abuser, although possibly seeking reformation there, because I know he is a Chaos abuser, but also very much in favour of Chaos nerfs. So we'll have to see. Obviously, I do expect Chaos to be heavily used in this tournament, because it's just completely broken right now. On the other side, Inderhole and Atrocity, both very skilled players, both very, very highly rated, in fact. I think they're both comfortably above 3k elo right now, and this should be a pretty good game. I think Inderhole, certainly he's no stranger to abusing Chaos himself. He plays it a lot on his Toplet account, maybe a bit less on this account, I'm not so sure. But of course, all of the players at this level really know how to play all of the masterminds. And Atrocity is a bit more of a well-rounded player, I would say, than the others. He's a bit more he can go for the Starvy games, but he can also very much go for income and scale when he wants to do so. And I think it's going to be an interesting matchup of these two teams, whether it's going to be the Starve Lords winning out, that's of course Shadow and Eidetic, or maybe the slightly more well-rounded team of Industream. Having said that though, Interhole, he's also very starve heavy on occasion, so we'll have to see what playstyle these guys bring to the table in these Nova Cup games. We do find that Nova Cup games are a bit on the starvy side in general, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see. It's up to the players really what they decide to do, and I've just heard from Shadow that the lobby is open, so that's very good for me. I can maybe I have to find it. There's a lot of lobbies open actually. But it means that I can do a little bit less padding by myself waiting for XGod and a little bit more casting, which should be pretty comfortable. Still have to find it though. Okay, there we go, there we go. Alright. So we have the lobby up here. Let me just check something very quickly over here on the other screen while we're waiting for the players. I think we're probably going to have to start this first game without XGod. Hopefully he does get here pretty soon, but I can sort out his spectator rights just in case he joins partway through the game. Alright guys, it looks like game number 1 is about to begin, so a bit less of me looking like a rabbit in the headlights and a bit more of the game and the action masking over my face, which I'm sure you're all very excited about. Alright, XGod now has spectate rights, which means he can join partway through the game if he gets here. And without any further ado, I think we should get this lobby on the road. Oh, XGod. No, he's saying still nothing. Alright guys, game number 1 of your November Nova Cup starts right now. Okay, so we have Cartel on Eidetic, cash out for Shadow Wings, Atrocity and Interhole yet to pick their masterminds. Shadow's saying something about XGod, but no, XGod is not here just yet. Hopefully he arrives soon. And Atrocity and Interhole, let's see if we get a Chaos Abuse in the first game right out of the gates, or are they going to save that for a little bit later? And there we go, Interhole with the Chaos, Atrocity on Greed, and let's see what these players make of their roles. We've got a very juicy one there for Shadow Wings, Nightmare Butcher with Phoenix to cover the later game. That's looking very, very solid indeed. The one thing he lacks is a fortified tank. Would love to see maybe a Mudman instead of that, Warg, something like that. Meanwhile, we have Interhole. I mean, he's Chaos, so we can't really ever talk about his role. Atrocity, that role is kind of interesting. He has something like Flower Atom Start, which is very strong, can push quite a lot of workers in the early game, but he doesn't seem, to me at least, to have very much late game scaling. He does go for the Flower Atom. That's a very solid opener, at least. Alright, all 4 players are going for their King upgrades here on Wave 1, so nothing particularly aggressive to write home about as of yet. We do have everyone going to 4 workers, of course, and we expect everybody to go to 5 as well. With actually, Interhole, he won't be able to afford that 5th worker. He did go for the 190 gold start there with the gun, and being Chaos, he is 7 gold short of the 5th. So I won't be able to push that just yet. Atrocity playing very, very safe here, adding the 2nd Proton. I don't think that's needed. I could be wrong. Let's see. Eidetic, I don't think he's going to snail him anyway, so it kind of makes it redundant. Ah, there is actually a king upgrade there against Atrocity. I mean, he just goes 7 workers now, right? Surely. Come on, Atrocity, you can do it, man. Alright, 6 and 7. There we go. Nice one, Atrocity. Let's go. He should as well be able to afford double Atom, I think, for next wave, which just makes him pretty safe on 4 as well. We have 3 players sending Snails, Eidetic saving, but of course he did do that King upgrade last wave. Shadowwing's not looking great here, but he's only receiving 1 Snail and a King up, so he's going to be just fine, I think, against this. Hole receiving the same treatment there, but he's very fine with his 280 value. Alright, looking at the spells, by the way, there's nothing massive here. Like, Overwork is a very, very strong aggressive spell, but it's in a way balanced out by the Dark Ritual, but of course Dark Ritual comes with a downside, damaging your king. It'd be interesting to see, because a few of these builds can be very vulnerable on 11, actually. Atrocity with his flower build is just never getting through something like a Siege Ram on wave 11. Likewise with Hole's gun build. Shadow, Nightmare, of course, notoriously weak on wave 11. And Eidetic, he does have that Mudman, so maybe, but he would have to build into it. Alright, there's a couple of Snails resent here against Eidetic. He should be doing okay, though. Devilfish is just so strong at this point in the game. It is the perfect Swift tank. And Eidetic, of course, he's also on very juicy value as well. He's actually still not pushing workers, staying on 6 there. And resending. This is interesting now to me, because I could see Eidetic staying low workers if he wants to go for a long save against Atrocity, but the fact that he's staying low workers and income sending is a little bit puzzling to me, honestly. I don't think that's the way you're meant to play Cartel. But we'll have to see if he can make it work. Everybody else on 7 workers, so there's still not much of a gap between these two teams. Jules is giving a 1% lead to Shadow and Eidetic, but part of that, of course, is Eidetic being on Cartel. I'm not sure that Jules is taking that into consideration. Alright, 8 workers now for 3 of the players. Eidetic still lagging behind there, although he does finally push up to 8, but Hole now taking a lead with 9, and no sooner said than Shadow matches him. So this is starting to get a little bit spicy, with 4 players pushing to their heart's content, and this is actually a much faster paced game than I was expecting from these two teams. I did really think we would see some very early game cringe action coming out from Shadow and Eidetic, something like Ogres on 7, you know, the classic, but no, they're actually going for some pretty high tempo push income play, which is refreshing. Alright, couple of Snails once again, but everybody should be completely fine against this. Let's just take a quick look at these builds. Eidetic only has 2 units placed so far this game. Hole, this is very much a Chaos build looking. He has 3 different tier 1s and just a mess of units on the board. Atrocity, this could also be Chaos, honestly, just looking at this. Of course, we know it isn't. But if I saw this build, I would probably be suspicious that this was a double Chaos opener from Atrocity and Hole. Luckily, Atrocity at least has a shred of self-respect and didn't play Chaos this game, unlike his partner. So let's see how Atrocity fares against this Hermit send here, wave 7. The Hermit really isn't great. Sure, he has got 1 Honeyflower, which is already doing 0 damage on wave 7. So I don't think the Hermit is the best send here into Atrocity's lane, but he's very low value, and I think it should get some work done regardless. 100 Send for Atrocity, 120 for Into Hole, 120 for Shadow Wings, but he's going to be totally fine. It's only Income King all around, really. So this is the lane we want to keep eyes on. Atrocity getting the full send here, but he's doing very, very well, actually. His Atom staying alive for a long, long time. He does leak. It's 44% only, and I think he's perfectly fine with that, given how low his value was, and a decent number of workers there. Alright. Few more dinos and snails coming around. Is anyone leaking this? Atrocity doesn't look amazing. He has got the veterans and the atoms, which are protected, so the atoms will do a decent amount of damage here. Oh. Looks like everybody's just fine, though. Double lifesteal nightmare. Might be a small leak here from Shadow. No, I think the nightmare's reaching critical mass now. It should be able to hold. Atrocity leaking 42% there. Yeah, he was pretty weak here and quite low value as well, but he has got solid workers. Into Hole going for a full send here on 9 into Eidetic. I mean, I can see it with those archers there, but he's got double Mudman as well. This can be quite difficult for him to break. Atrocity just going for the income send. That's very understandable, knowing that Shadow has the head chef here. And let's see, will Eidetic go for the harden on his Mudmen? I mean, he's just on value for Eidetic. He doesn't need to harden here at all. He is receiving a 200 send. Interesting one. He does harden. Okay, he's going to be fine. Alright, with the double harden, it's still a 240 Mythium send, meanwhile. Let's zoom in here. That Fire Lord is tanking very well, but is it tanking too well, in fact? Does it go down? The Lizard is still on the Fire Lord, but the Fire Lord takes out the Lizard. Oh, the Hermit's going to finish the job! Oh, no! That was so close to the Fire Lord living. That would have been an absolute dream for Eidetic. And as a result, he is going to leak here. Can he kill that mole? Can he? Can't! Oh no! The 1% HP mole. What a disaster there for Eidetic. He was so close to doing phenomenally well there. If only the Fire Lord could have won its 1v1 against the Hermit. I suppose he can count himself lucky that the Fire Lord did kill the Hermit with his dying breath. Otherwise he would have leaked even more. But this is okay still, I think. Although Eidetic, this is danger territory now, because remember, he's Cartel and he's bottom power score wave 10. That's really not where you want to be with Cartel, my friend. The one saving grace for these guys is they have been saving a heck of a lot of Mythium. There's 230 for Shadow, 200 now for Eidetic, and Atrocity and Into Hole. Remember, guys, we called this at the very start of the game. Wave 11, super dangerous with overwork on the table. Super dangerous. We'll have to see if Atrocity and Into Hole go for something like a double Dark Ritual just to try and hold there. All right. The 160 resend, maybe it leaks in very small? Oh, he holds. It would have actually been worse if Eidetic had leaked there, because then they could have sent even more Mythium here on wave 11. But let's take a close look at Atrocity and Into Hole. How are these guys going to do here? Shadow send a Centaur here into In the Hole, which is a bit of an interesting send, I have to say. I mean, I can see because all of his damage shown so far is impact and pierce, so the Centaur very tanky, but in the whole nice looking the Lord of Death here on wave 11, classic chaos abuse there from this young man. He's going to Dark Ritual, I'm sure, and probably upgrade these two bucklers as well. Oh, yeah, double buckler upgrade. Pretty solid there. The send is still quite large, 440 Mythium, but nice locking the Lord of Death. The magic damage very clutch here. As a result, he can kill the Centaur, but the Centaur splash was enough to kill the gun behind the tanks. Actually, was this the biggest 5-head send of all time from Shadow Wings? This is going to be a decent-sized leak here from In the Hole. 440 Mythium, 83% leak there for him. Atrocity is doing a little bit better against the 440, only a 50% leak there. But with 66% HP on the King and 16 creeps walking mid, these guys are going to be very low by the time all is said and done. Oh, Mr. Buzz, thank you for joining me. How are you, man? I'm very well. I'm very pleased to hear a friendly voice here. Solo casting the Nova Cup game is hard work, man. Yep. Welcome. You got here just in time to see a massive leak on wave 11, Atrocity and In the Hole, all the way down to 16% HP left on their King, while Shadow and Eidetic nearly full HP on the other side. They went for a pretty tough long save, something like 6 or 7 into 11 there with Overwork. Yeah, they do. That will change a little bit during this wave, because of course they're on the downside of Overwork now. But they still have quite a few more workers as well. Well, I think already for Atrocity and In the Hole, this is pretty tough. They're just in a really hard position, you know. They're very low King HP, and they have fewer workers. Sure, they have a bit more income, and they have a bit more value, but they just can't afford another mistake, right? Like, one more leak and they're just dead. Yeah. Yeah, right. Alright, let me try and play with volume levels a little bit. Do you want to talk about the builds? Yeah, that Phoenix. And he has triple hardened as well. So we'll have to keep eyes on this Phoenix. How well is it going to do? Oh, it's tanking beautifully. That is the perfect Phoenix. He's going to do really well, I think. Oh, 92% there for Eidetic. He's got 3 very low HP creeps. And Shadow is holding? Oh, it was only an income send from Atrocity. Oh, no! Yeah. Yeah, they would have got some real King damage here, I think, if Atrocity went for a full send against Shadow. Yeah. This game feels pretty rough, doesn't it, for Atrocity and In the Hole? Like, Shadow and Eidetic, they've got 700 Mythium basically on both of them, and they can just send whenever they want. They have full King attack as well, so they're not feeling scared on 15. Although, with those values, they probably are, let's be honest. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you think it's just a 15? Yeah. And we have the 800 Mythium there from Shadow. And yeah, here comes the send, and it is massive. We've got Kraken, Needler, we've got Needler from Eidetic as well, with another... he goes for the Shaman, actually, rather than going for tanks, which is pretty solid, I've got to say. Oh, he's even making a super long wave. Hey, he's leaking here. Wow. What a pro leak there from Eidetic. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, pretty big sense. Apologies on the cast if Mr. Buzz had been quiet for a little while. I've turned him up a bit more now. Hopefully that's better. Well, you're louder for me. I hope you're louder for the cast. Oh. Yeah, I think you've joined pretty much just in time for this game to be over. That Shaman leaking on 1 HP, but I don't think it makes very much difference, honestly, with these leaks of this magnitude. Atrocity and Inderhole were never living through this wave 15, I think. And GG goes in favour of Shadowwings and Eidetic. They do take a 1-0 lead in this November Nova Cup.
Defeat.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, they didn't need to suicide to win the game, but at the same time, they couldn't really lose. So why not, you know? Let's just make it a 100% win instead of a 95% win. Yeah, exactly. And it's just going for the throat, right? Like, they know they have a massive lead, and they just need to close out the game, so they do. They push pretty hard. We see Eidetic leaking pretty badly on 13. I wonder if this would have been a different game if Atrocity had sent full there against Shadowwings. Because we saw he nearly leaked to the Income King. Yeah. I don't know. You know, maybe they're dealing like 50-60% king damage, because it's a big leak on Eidetic. And Shadow would have leaked pretty badly as well to something like a 4 Eyes, I've got to say. Yeah. Huh, okay. Right, well, let's see if we can get into game number 2. People are saying they can't hear you at all, but I can. I don't see why they wouldn't be able to. That's bizarre. Hold on. Can you try saying something for me? Alright, tell you what, let me drop out of the call and then back in again, see if that makes a difference. Alright, can you say something for me? That's really weird. I don't see the volume level going up at all. This is so weird. I mean, I haven't changed anything since last month. Come on. Sure, we can try. Or let me play with some Discord settings. Luckily, we're between games now, guys, so... Hello? Yeah, the volume level is not changing. Well, I'm going to put on the hype video, and then I'm going to play around with settings while we see if anything happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, stream.
I'm ready to play
All right, guys. Sorry for the technical difficulties. We have got everything fixed now. Hope you enjoyed the hype video while waiting for me to play with the sound settings. That is just the joys of having to, on the fly, mess around with things while streaming. Just one of many things that can go wrong. But now we have the beautiful Mr. Boz with me on the cast, and you should be able to hear his glorious voice. Mr. Boz, hello.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
We were casting duo the last game too, but sadly no one heard me, but now it should be fixed and everyone can hear me and we can go into the second game.
Yeah. We have a 1-0 lead, remember, on the side of 0-4 Report and Ban Shadow. So already these guys have been proven liars, right? Because they can no longer go 0-4.
No, that's not possible anymore.
All right, let's go. We can get the game underway. And thank you again, Mr. Boz, for joining me. And apologies to everybody in Twitch chat that you couldn't hear him during the first game. Hopefully it wasn't too unsettling having me speaking to a ghost there for a little while. It was only the last couple of waves anyway, right?
Yeah, but it still might be. You might look like a weirdo there.
I mean, I've long been looking like a weirdo. There's no change there, man. But guys, here is game number 2. Let's get it on. And Mr. Boz, what do you think Atrocity and Inderhole need to do differently this time around if they are to level this series into a tie?
I think they have to play better to win the game. No, both of the teams are not like playing a lot of together, right? Atrocity and Inderhole, I don't think we saw this duo, and Shadowwings Eidetic, I also think we didn't see this duo. So maybe they are not yet used to each other and need to communicate better with each other.
I think actually Atrocity and Inderhole may have played together last month and they did really well. I think they actually made it to the semi-finals, but not just make it to the semi-finals, like they won their game against King Dans and Widdowson in the group stage.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, they did really, really well. Really well.
I didn't see the last Nova Cup, sadly, but that sounds really impressive. So, yeah, if they can get on the level that they had from the last Nova Cup, I think this game is winnable for them.
Yeah.
And we see the Chaos role for Inderhole again. Yeah, you picked Chaos in the first game, right?
He did pick Chaos on Inderhole, yeah, but that was a loss, of course, so he's free to pick it again here. And we have on the other side Castle and Redraw there from Shadow and Eidetic. So, I mean, this screams to me already that those guys just want to go for a pretty slow-paced game, hoping to scale late. Don't expect to see anything massively surprising here. Although one thing I know that Shadow does like to do for sure... Oh, meanwhile, a snail into Atrocity's gate guard. He's not playing Fiesta, but still, this is going to catch him unawares. This will be a decent leak there for Atrocity. But yeah, as I was saying, something that Shadowwings definitely likes to do with Castle is just really, really starve his opponent out of the game so that both him and Inderhole will end up with very, very low income. And then, of course, the bonus Castle income is just worth more overall compared to in a Fed game, right?
Yeah, that's a very valid strategy. A lot of people use Castle like this, and I think it's very good, especially against Chaos, because like Inderhole, it doesn't have a guaranteed answer for every wave. It's always a gamble, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Just nice luck, right? You know, either you high roll or you don't. That's how Chaos works.
Exactly. And but the Shadowwings, he doesn't really have a good role, I think. Like, yeah, Priestess, but without mask and nothing really else to help him. No real damage.
Yeah. Not just without mass, but without any ranged unit at all that he can kite with. Like, the Priestess, I think, really, really shines when you have a ranged tier 1. It doesn't have to be mass. Like, Polywog and Atom can work just as well, because then you just waste so much time kiting the wave down this right-hand side of the lane that the Priestess can maximize her heal value and really start to pop off.
Oh yeah, and this is what Priestess just wants, and it needs a lot of time on the wave to heal up and just tank perfectly, and then this unit can do wonders.
Yeah. Oh, okay, guys, we have 40 sends all around. Atrocity and Inderhole can afford to send the snails with if they want to, and I think that would leak Shadow. I'm not sure. The Peewee is a lot of added HP on wave 3, so I don't know. I can see Atrocity saving.
Yeah,
they
I would
double
save.
king.
I would save. Well, Eidetic sends the snail though.
Eidetic sends the snail. Atrocity's not looking terrible here, though. He's got double gate guard and an Aqua. The Aqua's tanking just perfectly there, dropping quite low. Meanwhile, the gate guard gets off another summon.
Yeah,
I think
both
he's
gets summoned.
doing very, very fine here. Aqua going down just now, but it's already done its job and more. This is an easy hold there for Atrocity.
And that's a quick wave, and Castle player likes quick waves, right?
Yeah.
So this is in favor of Shadow Wings, I would say.
They go for income resend there. So, I mean, Shadow is very much not playing the early game the way that I described. He is kind of looking to scale his income already, despite being on that castle pickup. In the immortal words of King Dans, when you pick castle, either starve your guy or F off. Shadow not listening to that.
I have the feeling that they already have a plan for later, like, let's send one more time and then we go 8 or something like that.
Right.
I could imagine something like that for Shadow Wings for sure.
I mean, that is kind of how they played the first game as well for Shadow and Eidetic, right? Because they were pretty income heavy for the first few waves, and then they just went for a big save into a massive 400 plus Mythium on 11 cent.
Yeah. Maybe that's again the plan, like send one more time and then they're already aiming for a specific wave.
Yeah,
In
maybe.
this case, I could imagine 8, but 4 to 8, rough.
Rough, but if anyone can do it, it's Shadow and Eidetic. They are known Starve Lords.
Yeah, I guess so. But Atrocity and Interhole not sending yet, so they keep up the pressure.
They
Will
keep up the
make the
pressure.
plan harder. If it's the plan, then it's gonna be a lot harder with the no send here.
Oh, for sure, right? Like, Atrocity and Interhole are just very keen that they don't make the same mistakes they did last game, because really the only reason Shadow and Eidetic were able to get away with that, I think it was a 6 to 11 send, was because they were income sending every wave, right? As soon as you skip 1 or 2 waves, they either are forced to send or they just die.
Yeah, you're falling down a drain. If you do this, sending income again and again and again, then the send is going to be so big. And with the meta right now, no more tenacity. Big sends, big leaks are very important.
Right. Speaking of which, we have this Drake coming out here from In the Hole.
I love it.
Oh, Atrocity keeps saving, though. He's really putting the pressure on Shadow Wings.
Or is he sending a Mimic after income? I would love to see the Mimic after income. I also like the Drake because it's just an income mercenary, but it's perfect against what's on the board of Eidetic.
Oh, really, really good. Oh, he goes for a Berserker, but this is
the
a
Berserker? Yeah, that's really good though.
frontline Berserker. Huh. I thought he was going to drop the Badger there, actually, and that would have just been amazing against this Drake.
Yeah, this Berserker is extremely good on wave 6, but then it will fall off because the positioning is just not really good there. But for wave 6, it's really, really strong to have it there. Just perfectly tanks the split. Okay, the Drake is gonna kill it though.
Oh, yeah, the Berserker, it does go down pretty quickly there. Yeah, I mean, he's just doing so well, though. Like, this Nightmare's going straight on the Drake. Is he just going to hold?
Is he killing the Drake?
He is definitely killing the Drake and one.
That's really good.
Wait, is he just full holding? One Rocco on its own is pretty weak. Okay, he gets him. Alright. But this was a 160 send, and he leaks one very low HP Rocco. This is pretty solid there from Eidetic.
Yeah, the Berserker is just the perfect answer for wave 6 sends.
And meanwhile, here comes the yellow boy into Shadow Wings lane. He does boost the veteran, but I don't really see him holding here, even with that. I mean, the Ogre should go right like this, right?
It should, yeah, but we're not gonna see another hold here.
No.
Pretty sure this gonna be some king damage the Ogre goes through, pretty sure.
Yeah. But
If it doesn't
Eidetic
get
should hold,
sniped.
though. Eidetic should hold pretty comfortably, I think.
Yeah, he's supposed to.
Oh, let's have a zoom in on this Ogre then. It is wailing away the Treants, getting whittled down there. And that second one goes down, and now the boosted veteran is under attack. It doesn't live very long under the glare of the Ogre, and now his backline is vulnerable. The Priestess goes down quickly. The Halo soon to follow. That's an 84% leak there from Shadow, yeah. And Eidetic, yeah, he is holding, but he's not going to full cover this. There's no way he gets through the Ogre, I think.
That's the first big leak of the game.
Yeah. Not massive king damage though. It's only really the ogre that's reaching mid.
Yeah, and now with Shadow Wings on 8 workers, I'm not sure if the castle is enough to come back on wave 11.
Mm-hmm.
Pushing to 9 now, pushing to 10. Okay, he's pushing.
Oh, there's quite a big send coming into Atrocity as well here, but he does get the Lord of Death, which is going to be perfect against this mole send.
Yeah, is it gonna be enough though? Because of the rest of the board doesn't look too good on this wave.
Yeah, the rest looks pretty bad. It's going to be very clutch if the Slime Siren reaches full mana, I think, because the extra 2 slimes obviously is a lot more value than just the 1.
I feel like it's not getting it. There's not enough protection for it. Let's see.
Let's keep eyes on it. I mean, it hasn't started tanking yet. That's a good sign, I think, for the Slime Mummy. Oh,
There
now
we
it
go.
is. Now it's going
Now.
down. Can we click her? Oh, I think it was just
15.
short. So close, but not enough.
It
And
was
as a result,
15.1.
this is going to be quite a big leak now. 2 more slimes would have been so clutch there.
Yeah, just a 1 wave save, so this was pretty effective. Actually, he cleared a good amount in the end.
Yeah, he did well. He 58%, it was a mole, and 2 DTs. Meanwhile, Eidetic leaking 42 to a dino and a couple of snails. So this is actually pretty fine for the side of Atrocity and Interhole.
Yeah, especially with Eidetic leaking 2, it kinda evens out already.
Yeah.
So wave 9, we have a venture game, so I assume there will be no sense on wave 10. They probably just send 1 more time here, then they're aiming for 11. There is also they're going for Baroots.
Oh my.
I mean, Shadow's pretty... He's not amazing here, really, is he? Like, I think because he had to place this veteran here, like, he was forced, right? He had to do this for wave 7, but it's going to ruin his aggro for the rest of the game, having a veteran so far up.
Yeah, that's true. You want to change the positioning of the split with the priestess a lot, actually.
He's insta-sniping the brute, though. That's quite lucky for him.
Oh yeah, that was good, yeah.
Eidetic, meanwhile, his Nightmare dies very quickly there, but it's in front of his Butcher. That's interesting.
That's gonna be a big leap for Eidetic.
Yeah. Shadow's doing pretty well. His Priestess will die now, but I think the Halo can either clear or at least clear most of this.
Not sure, it's gonna be very close.
63% for Eidetic, meanwhile. And 1 more for Shadow? Yeah, 1 more. Okay, 8% leak for Shadow there. Pretty fine as far as he's concerned, but unfortunately Eidetic's leak was a little bit bigger. They will lose a decent chunk of King HP here and actually miss the buzz. It is a wave 10 Venture Send.
Yeah, I see this a lot more in the last time that people are sending on 10 against Venture and Creditor. Surprising their enemies, and quite often it works pretty well, so let's see.
Yeah, but actually Atrocity and Interhole, they are not going to be surprised here. They sense it coming. They do go for a full income send. Be interested to see if they king upgrade as well here.
I feel like they're gonna send full. Do they feel pressured already? Let's see.
Shadow's on pretty low value, and Eidetic is as well. He does have this Berserker, though, and yeah, they go for the king upgrades.
Better be safe than sorry.
Yep.
And we have exactly the same send on both of them. An ogre, a brood, and a snail.
Yeah, 280 Mythium. It's a lot to deal with, and Atrocity in particular is looking very, very weak on this lane. Interhole at least has 1 Daphne, but not much else to speak of, and he is going to leak a full HP Ogre. That's a 25 gold shutdown as well.
And another ogre.
Yeah, this is some damage.
Leaks. Big Fiesta here.
Everyone leaks, but these 2 bosses very low HP. Meanwhile, there's a decent amount of HP and 2 ogres on the left side. Atrocity and Interhole losing a lot of king HP here, going down to 73%. They're still ahead of Shadow and Eidetic, though.
Yeah. Shadow and Eidetic also got a little bit of king damage. They don't have so much king ups. The king ups kind of saved Atrocity and Interhole a bit there.
Yeah. We've got 19 workers on Shadow, 17 workers on Eidetic. And,
but we see Venture on one team and Divine Blessing on another team, so they have 2 different plans for this game.
Yeah, but which do you think is better, though? Because Divine Blessing on an Azeria, that might just be straight up worth more gold than a Venture.
Yeah, especially because it's already starting to be useful now and not just on wave 13.
Right, exactly. So as a result, Shadowwings has been able to push a few more workers. He's 200 less value than Atrocity and In the Hole, with absolutely zero danger of leaking the next 2 waves.
Yeah, yeah. And I wonder which unit Eidetic will pick for his Divine Blessing. Probably the Doppelganger, I assume.
Probably the Doppelganger, yeah. Lifesteal Doppelganger, very, very juicy there with Divine Blessing. But I could see an argument for putting it on the Fatalizer as well.
And we see Descent. They know it's Venture. They want to test them. They want to see if they can get him. And yeah, maybe this works. Like on 12, both of them are not really looking too good.
They actually... They both carried on pushing. So Shadow and Eidetic, they both pushed 2 or 3 workers there to no send on 11. Really, really committing to punishing this Venture play by Atrocity and In the Hole.
Yeah, this can be dangerous. I can see this working out. Like, Atrocity and In the Hole are both pretty bad on this wave. They're both missing the pierce damage. This could be some juicy damage there.
Let's see, 360 Mythium for both of them. I mean, In the Hole is on value, but he's really weak here. Like, nearly all of his damage is impact. He is sniping the pack leader. That's pretty good for him. And the white mane is super, super tanky. Meanwhile, Atrocity... I mean, this is going to be a leak, but he's completely ignoring that Ghost Knight.
Yeah, the Ghost Knight was just doing nothing, not tanking. And yeah, this could be with a different scent, could be a lot bigger leak even. But this is not bad. This is not bad, especially considering they have no AoE. That's gonna be like 50% king damage.
Right. I mean, they're dropping very low, but the good thing is they didn't send here themselves. So now Atrocity and In the Hole, they certainly have the pressure advantage there with 400 Mythium each. And this is pretty important here, Buzz, because they didn't really push either to that 12 send, which tells me Atrocity and In the Hole are going for a bit of cringe. When do you think they want to send?
Yeah. I see that, and when are they sending? I mean, 14, 15 are kind of no options against an Azeria with Divine Blessing, I think.
I think they're just going to go 16. I think that's why they didn't push to the 12 send. They just want to go all the way to 16 against this Blessing Azeria, against the badges that they see on Eidetic's lane. They're looking really good on 15 as well, with this Hades already built from Atrocity.
Yeah. I also think they will go 16. I just don't know if Shadowwings and Eidetic will smell that. Because if they income king before that, then it's going again down the drain.
Yeah, right.
They need to hold their nerves now and don't send too early.
In the Hole has started pushing a little bit now, actually. He's up to 25 workers, so maybe they're considering 15? Yeah, with these full king ups here, maybe... I don't know. They're kind of half committing and half not. So maybe Atrocity and In the Hole still feel that they can afford to skip 15, but it's a little bit weird. If this was full income king, then they're definitely going 16. Whereas like this, maybe they still feel pressured on 15.
Oh, we also see a little boosting there. So Shadowwings expects a 14 send, it seems. They also both king upped. But now they kind of need to see that they're probably getting a send on 16.
Right.
They need to save. Oh, wait. Okay, the send is not coming on 16, though.
Okay, we have the double Needler send from In the Hole. We have single Needler from Atrocity. Now, Shadowwings with that Divine Blessing Azeria, the problem is he doesn't really tank that much, right? Yeah, he ended up selling the Veteran. He must have sold it a couple of waves ago.
Yeah, but he can also sell this guy, right?
Yeah, I think he has to.
The Azeria needs to tank a good amount of the wave to make it worth and to make a hole here. By the way, everyone sends full. There's no income kinging or stuff, something like this. So also on the left side, 2 Ghost Knights, a pack leader, but I don't think this is gonna do a lot. We should watch on the right side, of course.
Yeah, I think Atrocity is just holding that. He's 3.5k value, receiving a fairly small send. He's going to be fine. So let's just keep eyes on Shadow and Eidetic because they have a much bigger send to deal with. 720 for Shadow, 980 for Eidetic. This was a semi-suicide play actually from Inderhole. Pushed up to 27 workers, and this
area didn't tank at all, sadly there.
the Doppel with Divine Blessing is dead very, very quickly there. He does at least kill one Needler, but Shadow 89%, Eidetic 102%. Shadow at least did kill his boss. Do they ever survive here?
Oh, 2 Needlers there doing so much damage.
There's no Shaman though, and only one boss.
It's gonna be close.
It's close. I think they're gonna survive. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, they're gonna survive.
Very, very low.
close.
7% HP on that king there, but Atrocity in the hole. I think they needed a lethal here.
I'm not sure. I think they will be still ahead after this, right? I mean, they leaked them. They got a lot of gold from that still. Atrocity even holds. Jules says the game is almost even now.
Yeah, this is where things get a little bit tough, right? Because, I mean, when do you want to go next? They don't really have the Mythium for a 17 send on either side, I don't think. But the values are super low as well. It's so weird at this stage of the game, and it kind of comes down to rolls and what waves you can afford to send on, because like Eidetic looks pretty weak on 18. He has rolled away that Fatalizer, so the most he can have is 2.
Yeah, also something to state out is the Divine Blessings are gone now. So the Venture God is still on the side of Atrocity and in the hole, but the Divine Blessing is just gone. Like they have nothing like that, and this makes it a lot harder already for them, I think.
Right. And here there is a 17 send actually coming out from Shadow and Eidetic, who both pushed quite decently. Interhole didn't push a single worker on wave 15, by the way.
Yeah, he's almost holding like 1k gold at this point.
Yeah. And let's see if that pays off for him, because this is quite a big send now coming out from Shadow and Eidetic. The double Centaur from Eidetic, double GK Mole from Shadow, and yeah, there's 1400 gold to spend there for Inderhole. But for the first time in recorded history, a Chaos player has not rolled the perfect unit for wave 17. I've never seen it before.
That actually never happened before. I've seen a documentation where they talked about it. It never happened before.
Never happened before. Yeah. That's so weird.
But yeah, this is gonna be the all-in decider. Like Atrocity in the hole, not dying here. They win, they die, they lose.
Yeah. Now, interestingly, Atrocity is full building for this wave. Yeah, Shadow's just full suicide at this point. In the hole, I mean, his units would have been amazing if it was a wave 18 send, but much less so, of course, on 17. Insta-snipe on this Centaur is pretty good there for Atrocity, and with his Harbinger spam, I think he can do quite well here. Let's keep eyes on Inderhole. He's nearly 5k value, but a lot of that value is Swift and magic damage, of course. He's gonna leak decently, and so is Atrocity. Oh no, Buzz, is this just a 2-0?
This is a 2-0, and it's coming surprisingly for me.
Yes.
And I guess it's also coming surprisingly for Atrocity in the hole, obviously, because I did not income king there.
That's so painful as well. It's so painful. They die with like 1,000 Mythium saved up.
They had the game in their hands the whole time, it felt like, but somehow Shadow Wings and Eidetic managed to turn it around, have the right suicide play at the right time, surprise them, and just win the game.
Yeah, I mean, they just barely survived this wave 15 send, right? Like, all the way down to 7% HP. And that really is just the Divine Blessing. I've got to say, the turning point in this game, wave 11, Atrocity and Inderhole pick Venture, Shadow and Eidetic, they both take the Divine Blessing, they both push pretty heavily, and they keep pushing to no send. So Eidetic actually pushes 7 workers to no send, Shadow pushes 4, they get decent leaks 12, I mean, not incredible, but okay, leaks 12, while they have a worker advantage. And then the send is coming all the way on 15. They've been making so much extra gold from that income every single wave between 12 and 15. And
they catched up.
And the Divine Blessings, yeah, you're right, they lose both of the blessings on 15, of course, because they both leak. But it is the difference between them living and dying. So even though they lost the spell, the Divine Blessing, without question, won them this game. So nice play there from Shadow and Eidetic. And 0-4 Report and Van Shadow actually going 2-0. So bit of an interesting one there. Atrocity and Inderhole obviously not going to be very pleased with the way that one went. They are still not out of the tournament yet, though, Boz, because remember, this is the group stage, so they will have another chance in the losers bracket to save their tournament lives. But do we have any other games going on in the top half of the bracket, or no? Let me have a quick look, because I think the other side was Widdowson and Offmer, if I'm not wrong.
Widdowson is not in a game, so they're
No.
probably...
Widdowson and Offmer have also 2-0'd their side of the bracket, so I think we will have a 5-10 minute break between matches so the players can rest and relax, and we will come back with Widdowson and Offmer versus Shadowwings and Eidetic. That should be a pretty exciting match, so guys, don't go anywhere, and Mr. Boz, I will see you back here in around 5 minutes time.
Yeah, no problem.
Goodbye.
Yeah. I'm ready to play now. Put me in the game now. I came here to prove it. I'm ready to do it. I can't be afraid now. Put me on the stage now. I'm ready to rage now. I feel like an animal stuck in a cage and I'm ready to break out. My time, my time. None of you people can tell me to stop. This time, like the last time, you better get ready to race to the top. My time, my time. None of you people can tell me to stop. Lower the lights down. Hand over my crown. Hand over my heart. I do this for my town. I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time, my time. None of you people can tell me to stop.
Never toss a dwarf.
Let your eyes be opened.
All right, guys, welcome back to the cast. And here we have a treat for you. It's Mr. Buzz with his webcam on. Mr. Buzz, hello, you handsome devil.
Hello, good evening. Sadly, I cannot see you, but
Yeah,
I guess I can see you in 5 minutes on the stream. That's fine too.
unfortunately, the cast can see me, but that does mean that Streamlabs is using all of my webcam, and there's none left for you, sadly. But what do you think about this next matchup? We've got Widdowson playing with a new face here. Well, not a new face to the stream, because Widdowson's teammate this time around is none other than your beautiful Offma, who is obviously a very common co-caster of mine here on the Nova Cup stream, but we haven't seen him play too much. What do you think about that one, Buzz?
Oh, I think Offma is a really, really great player. Like, he has a good insight of the game. He knows what's going on most of the time, has the right strategies. Like, if he's my teammate in the red ladder, I always trust him. I know he's doing the right things. And Widdowson, obviously one of the best players the game ever had. I think that's a great duo. I don't know how good they play together, but we might see some juicy action from them, pretty sure.
Yeah,
And that's gonna be a lot harder for Shadow Wings and Eidetic now.
Yeah, right. I mean, Interhole and Atrocity, both very good players in their own right, but they don't have the tournament experience that Widdowson does. And Offma, I think he's only played a couple of times, but he's just an absolute beast of a player, right? Like, Widdowson and Offma together, I think they're currently ranked 2 or 3, both of them on the ladder, and they're just insane players right now. So putting these two together, sure, they haven't played much together as a team, but just the level of play that these guys are putting out consistently on the ladder is got to stand for something, and I think they're going to do really, really well in this Nova Cup this month. We'll have to see. Can Shadow and Eidetic give them a run for their money? They played very well in that first matchup, so we can't count them out just yet, Buzz.
Yeah, they're a team that you should never count out, especially Shadow Wings. He's always up for something special and something new, and he can turn around games.
Yeah. And they made some pretty good decisions in that series against Industream, and you will have to see. Can they pull out some clutches like that here, or will Offma and Widdowson just give them no such chances?
I would guess, if you ask me to guess, I would say it's a 2-0, but I hope it's not.
Oh yeah, I really hope it's not as well. We had a 2-0 there in the first matchup, of course, but I think, if anything, it would have to go the other way around here, like you said, with Offma and Widdowson. But I'd love to see a best of 3 for the viewers, if nothing else, you know? Bit of a fan favourite.
I'd also love to see 2-0 by Shadow Wings and Eidetic again.
Oh, that would be pretty hype.
Like, I'm always on the underdog team. I love the underdogs.
Yeah.
I love to see them win.
Well, guys, without any further ado, round 1 of this second round is about to begin, so let's go!
Shadow Wings starting off with Fiesta here, so it's gonna be interesting for sure. Fiesta games always more interesting than non-Fiesta games.
That's a spicy one, and we have Eidetic on the Cartel, which of course pairs very, very well. Oh, it's a mirror match, Buzz!
And we have the situation again where one Fiesta sends in the other one, which favors normally the one who's getting Fiesta, right?
Yeah. So
And,
for Eidetic and Shadow Wings, this could be pretty nice for them to have the Fiesta lineup in their favour from round 1. Be interesting to see if anybody sends Snails anticipating this Fiesta play.
Oh. Like, did Shadow Wings play Fiesta in the first game of the first match?
No, he didn't. I think this is the first Fiesta that we've seen on the stream today, actually. So, yeah, he hasn't given anything away.
Then I would assume that we don't see Snails here.
He's actually going for a safe opener as well with the Treant here. He didn't even pick the Atoms. That's why I was wondering why he didn't go for the classic Atom Proton start, which is a pretty solid Fiesta. And the answer is because he didn't pick it, Buzz.
Yeah, I don't know. Fiesta Atoms is really strong. I would have done it, but maybe he has another plan. Treant is also a solid starter, but you just don't leak on wave 1, not even with a Snail.
Yeah.
But he will push to 6 workers now for sure, because it's pretty even. If I think you just need 1 tier 1 in the split, and then you leak like 2 units.
But he has no tier 1. He has no tier 1. So the only thing he can add is, I mean, he doesn't really want to add a Harpy because then the Treant just gets run down. Can he ever afford to add the Buckler there? How much gold does he need?
Does he want to? Like, he wants to leak, right?
Yeah, I mean,
He's not pushing. He's not pushing. He's staying on 5
yeah,
workers.
he doesn't have enough gold to add anything.
Yeah. Maybe just in his position, I would just go for the tree and then put nothing else. Hope there's no snail.
Yep. Now, both Fiesta players did save on 1, so we'll have to see. Eidetic is never leaking here with his 220 value. He's very easily holding Offma's send, and Shadow is going for the Pirate Skeleton here. Okay, so that's Graal 2.0.
Yeah, I love the skeleton. It's a really great unit, actually. I love to shift with it and stuff. But what is he planning to build with it is the question. Now he's gonna hold for sure.
Oh, Offma is not going to hold, though. This is quite a big leak here in lane 1. 58% there to a DT. Shadow, I think... Did he not have enough to add the snail? I'm not quite sure. Because that would have been a massive leak if he did.
No. He stayed on 5 workers. He didn't
Okay,
have enough.
he couldn't afford. Okay.
That's also another reason why I would have gone 6 workers here. Now he's Fiesta and 1 worker behind everyone else.
Yeah.
It's not really what you want to see.
And he should hold again here, right? He has added the Harpy, he's added the Sacred Steed as well. That Harpy's going to pop off.
Yeah, I see a bit problems on Offma's lane, to be honest. Like, how does Offma hold here?
Yeah. I mean, he has a steed of his own, but it's not buffing itself, of course. It's going to pump mana into that Harpy, but that does make it more vulnerable to the wave.
Yeah. But he's still Fiesta, so he's gonna Fiesta here for sure. Let's just see how much it will be.
He's got really nice aggro, though, having said that.
Yeah, that's a good split focus. The units almost die at the same time.
I think he's doing
actually
okay.
a good Fiesta.
Yeah.
It's a good Fiesta.
34% there for Offma. Shadow Wings, meanwhile, holding against the 60 send. And Widdowson leaking as well, so a bit of Waldo action there from Widdowson.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see, but it's just wave 3. That's gonna be like 5%.
Yeah, or not even 3%.
Yeah, that's not really deciding anything.
No. It's a bit of gold, though, in favour of Shadow and Eidetic, and we do see both of the Fiesta players on 8 workers, while Eidetic is starting to fall a little bit behind there on 6. But there's a reason for that, and that reason is Offma saving his Mythium.
Yeah, and Eidetic is not sure what he's wanna build here. Does he wanna build the second Elite Archer? Or the Veteran? Veteran and shifts gold. Oh, 73 gold shifted here, so that's a good call from him.
Can he afford the Antler now? I think he might be able
he
to.
He should be, yeah. And with the Antler, he should be fine against the save.
Yeah, right. Now
the
let's...
send is gonna be huge, though. It's gonna be 140.
Offma is leaking here. It's not a bad one either. 42% with 2 snails. Shadow exactly the same. 42% with 2 snails. Offma on 9 workers now, threatening a big send against Eidetic.
Yeah, and now it's even gonna be 160 cent going into Eidetic's lane. So
full income though.
Even
full
with
income.
the antler, it's gonna be not easy.
Now, like this, I think the Archer should still tank the Scorpion, right?
Yeah, should.
So the real key is whether the Archer and the Antler are enough to kill the Scorpion before the Archer dies.
Normally this should be working out for him. It will be close, but I think the Archer survives.
Oh, such a big send though, 160 Mythium. But the aggro is really good. I think the Archer is tanking only the Scorpion King and nothing else.
Yeah, but...
Yeah, it does just survive. And now he gets to deal a ton of extra damage against the wave, but he's still going to leak here. And this is a leak with 535 value on 5.
Yeah, but it's also 160 cent on wave 5.
It is, but it's full income and Eidetic's been low workers. I think this is really favourable to the side of Offma and Widdowson.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with Cartel. Like, he's already behind, and on wave 11 it's gonna be just worse for him.
The one thing is that Eidetic did save his Mythium there, so he wasn't feeling too pressured, and now he's got a big send against Widdowson as a counterplay. But Widdowson has 200 gold to spend. He's going to be on 700 value.
Yeah, I guess he's gonna upgrade the Lifebinder. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Lifebinder, really strong unit until wave 7.
He hasn't got any brilliant tanks for it, though. The best thing he has is one Warg. Like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, but the Lifebinder is just gonna heal the stuff up again. Like,
Yeah.
the Steeds, even the Steeds are gonna tank for a while with the Lifebinder.
It's also just really good damage as well, right?
Yeah. I think Lifebinder is actually not a really good unit, but when you have Steeds, then it's just brilliant.
Yeah, right. It just heals so much more, and now you can see it just chewing through the wave.
Also perfectly have the focus. The Elite Usher didn't tank anything, but it should be a full hold, right?
Yeah, he's just holding. Meanwhile, Shadow gets a pretty nice Fiesta there, 33% against a Fiend, while he was
Yellow boy.
saving. Again, while he was saving these Fiestas, while you're saving Mythium with a worker advantage, are so good for your team, because he can do this massive send now against Offma.
Yeah, Offma has 240 gold to spend. It's a lot, but it's gonna be rough against that Ogre for sure.
Yeah, I've got to expect him to double harden these Mudmen here. There's one. Does he go for the other one? He does, okay.
Yeah.
820 value for Offma, but he only really has one damage unit.
Yeah, kinda, but it's a good damage unit.
Yeah.
And for wave 7, yeah, one good damage unit should be enough, but the problem is just the Ogre is just killing the wave way too quick.
Yeah. This is going to be a decent-sized leak now. He's even starting to focus the Ogre, which he can never kill.
Unlucky.
Ooh. Game
Did your
paused by Offma?
freeze?
Yeah, game
Oh,
paused
yeah.
by Offma. Okay. So maybe a disconnect there from either Offma or Widdowson. Okay,
So
Widdowson's net has gone down, it seems.
So this Harpy with 3 HP gonna face the Ogre for a long time now.
Yeah.
This Harpy knows what's coming.
Okay, that was a quick pause, and we are back
Yeah.
in the game. 94% leak there for Offma, and Widdowson is going to be able to hold his lane easily, but he's not really going to cover anything in the mid. Oh, Shadow, what a Fiesta there as well. Shadowing 16% to a DT, while he has those 14 workers ticking.
Very well played. The Sand and the small league with the Fiesta, just beautiful.
Yeah. And here's the first real king damage of the game, with this Ogre chipping away at the side of Offma and Widdowson. They're now down to 80% around.
I even expected a bit more from the Ogre, but that's good king damage.
And
First 20% are down.
I like this resend here from Shadow and Eidetic, actually, because, of course, Offma, both of his Mudmen are dehardened. Oh, actually, one of them is not. Offma didn't harden both last wave. That's kind of surprising.
He unhardened it because I saw him hardening it, so he
Yeah.
just changed his mind in the last second.
Yeah.
I mean, 8 is scary too for his stuff.
True.
Like, Shadow Wings is someone who could easily also go 8 in this
Yeah.
situation.
And Shadow does also go 8, so we'll have to see if he does any better against this, with one dehardened Mudman going down very quick on the left-hand side. And the Brute, I mean, it's doing its job very well there, killing the Mudman in the split, even tanking the Harpies quite nicely. 50% leak on Shadow, 67 for Offma. Widdowson, is he holding or walding? That
He's
looks like
holding,
an
but
easy
there's
hold,
not
yeah.
much. There's not much left.
Pretty nice aggro there, though, for Widdowson, with the Lifebinder tanking a decent chunk of damage, and then just being able to easily keep the Archer topped up against 3 or 4 creeps.
Yep, that's another bit of king damage though on the side.
It is, just chipping away steadily.
Like, right now, Shadow Wings has the better Fiesta, I would say. He's leaking smaller all the time. Offma has a hard time here, but if we compare the Cartel players, then we see a big difference between these two as well. Like, Widdowson is ahead of Eidetic, so that makes the game kinda even.
Yeah. Widdowson's quite a bit ahead of Eidetic, though. He's 4 workers higher,
Yeah.
20, nearly 30 income higher now with the King upgrades. And it's not like Eidetic is having any massive Mythium lead either. He's going for a resend here, but Widdowson with 1100 value, I think, should do pretty fine.
Oh yeah, he should be fine. Pretty fine. Do we see a lead by Offma again, maybe?
I think we might. That's 160 send. He's got a lot of ranged pierce damage here on wave 9, which obviously is not ideal. It's not a massive leak, but he will leak. He does snipe the Brute at least. That's pretty good for him. This is not a terrible Fiesta, really. 46% for Offmer. Widdowson holds. Eidetic leaking 67% there. That's pretty
Watch
good.
the wrong lane. I mean, he got a 300 cent. So.
He did?
And the Fiesta leak of Offmar was fine, I think.
Yeah.
If you have Fiesta and leaking 50%, it's okay.
They have a really good worker lead now on the side of Offmer and Widdowson, and they do go for a resend here, wave 10. Eidetic and Shadow, they are saving their Mythium, so we're going to have to see. Eidetic, I mean, he has got this Flying Archer, but it's not upgraded, so he can be quite vulnerable here, wave 10.
Yeah, he is. I think we're gonna see him leak. On the other side, Shadowwings has two Sky Queens, so that's gonna do a lot of work.
Yeah, Shadow's only receiving income as well. I think Shadow should be completely fine. He's got really good tanks as well to give his Sky Queens the time they need.
Yeah. I think the one who's gonna be in trouble here is definitely Eidetic.
Widdowson did full send though. He added another dinosaur there after income. We'll have to see if that is enough. The Sky Queen's only now getting on the boss, and his tank line is down. That will be a leak actually for Shadowwings. Eidetic, meanwhile, let's have a look over here. This is going to be a leak as well. He won't even be able to kill the mole there. It's 25% for Shadow, so not terrible, but 47% on Eidetic. And they'll lose a bit of King HP here. But now, of course, the pressure advantage heavily in favour of Eidetic and Shadow.
And there's Overwork, so they can decide for 11, 12. Let's see what's in their minds. We see incomes by Offma and Widdowson again. So that's playing in the hands of Overwork, and we see Overwork. Oh, wait. Shadowwings
for
picked
everyone
Magician
except
here.
Shadow. Okay. Well, Shadow's going to hold here. So let's see if Offman and Widdowson are going for a full send now on wave 11, maybe hoping to catch Eidetic and Shadow unawares. But Shadow's so strong here with his triple Royal Guard, with his Magician Steeds, pumping the Sky Queens full of mana. I think there's just no way that Shadow leaks on this wave. Eidetic, I mean, he just looked really strong as well. I'm not quite sure about this full resend here from Offmer and Widdowson.
Yeah. Offma is going for a full recent, and also Widdowson is going for a full recent.
Yeah, but don't they just both hold?
Yeah, this could be a game decider. It could be a throw. Let's see. Yeah, Shadow should hold this. Yeah, easily. Shadow has no problem holding this. He's also covering in case.
Very
Eidetic is
easily.
leaking. And if Eidetic is leaking like one unit, he's gonna be happy with Overwork, but Offma and Widdowson also has Overwork. Something they probably don't have in mind, because sending 11 with Overwork.
Or Eidetic.
Yeah, he's gonna pro league this.
No, he's gonna hold. He gets the Drake off. I think the Drake can 1v1 the ball. But this is such a long wave, and look at their Mythium.
It's actually perfect.
They don't even send.
Oh, they don't send.
Wow, okay.
But they also didn't push that much, so they are aware that they could be a resend. Like, they did not suicide. And also, he's building another Leviathan here. They are aware that there could be a resend, and they probably know there's Overwork on the side of
Yeah. But Eidetic's going to be completely fine here. I'm not sure about this positioning, though, with the Leviathans not touching each other. I mean, Shadow is just in no danger whatsoever with his build. There's just no way that Shadow leaks.
But that's one way you can play the Leviathans as well, because in between the Leviathans is still two spots where that gets double buffed, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he's just
Shadow
very easily holding.
Very easily holding, and yeah, both are very easily holding, and now the send is coming on 13.
This is a massive, massive send as well from Eidetic and Shadow. This is one of the biggest wave 13 sends we've seen in quite some time, I think. Now, Offmer and Widdowson, they're going to have value for days. Widdowson's going to be close to 3,000 value on wave 13, and Offmer's not too far off that number either. He still can harden his Mudmen as well if he wants to do that.
Yeah, but they could also expect a 14 cent.
And it looks like they might, because Only
did the
Widdowson went for
heal-ups.
income here. They will get full king attack at least.
Yeah, doing the heal ups first also indicates that they assume it's a later send and not this wave.
Yeah, and there's no Harden buzz. Okay, there's one small Harden.
That's not gonna make a big difference here. And yeah, I mean, Offma is leaking for sure, I think. I'm not
Yeah.
sure about Widdowson. But the Hellgate is really strong here, obviously.
The Hellgate is strong, but the rest of his stuff is fairly weak. And that's 132% leak there for Offma. Widdowson, he's doing very, very well, but I think it's still going to be a leak, or?
It's just holding, I think.
Oh.
Yeah,
Gates?
the gates are really, really strong on this wave.
Yeah, he also has 3,000 value, and one thing I've learned over my nearly 2 years of Nova Cup casting is that value is quite strong.
Yeah, value is the strongest.
That's
But it's
so
still a lot.
clutch, though. The hold there from Widdowson, like, this was such a all-in play there from Eidetic and Shadow Wings, and Widdowson
Yeah.
just full holds it, and that puts him in a really good position now as we move into the mid and late game.
Yeah, it was just 20% king damage, but they have full heal now, so this 20% are gonna be back in like 2 waves.
Right. And they're
And
currently on
Widdowson is so
identical
far ahead.
king HP, right? But only one side has regen.
Yeah. Eidetic and Shadow Wings pushed a bit harder though, so they might go for some undercutting here.
They might,
Like-
but I mean, Widdowson's like already on wave 15 value during wave 13, so how much
Yeah.
can they undercut?
And also still holds 500 gold.
Right.
Like they're both holding gold here. They know we just need to hold the next send and then we basically win the game with
Yeah.
this lead.
I just don't see Widdowson and Offma really ever leaking again in this game, though. Like,
No.
they're so far over value. So far over value.
They have, like, Offman doesn't have so much value, they could straight go 17 easily.
Yeah. They also have way more income than Eidetic and Shadow Wings.
Yeah.
It was such a committal play there from Eidetic and Shadow with the overwork into 13 play.
I'm not sure about overwork into 13 to be honest, because yeah, on 11 you get extra work, extra income, but on 12 you lose it again.
Yeah,
and
right.
on 13 it's kind of evened out. You have almost like you picked nothing, right?
I think it's still a net positive, but it's just nowhere near as powerful as like an overwork for 11 or 12 cent.
Yeah, it comes out as on PTA or something maybe.
Yeah, right. Widdowson has 4,000 value on wave 15, and he shifted 100 gold as well.
So are we gonna see the where sends on wave 16? Yes. Eidetic is already sending the Centaur. And I think that Offma and Widdowson are just saving. Oh no, they're not. We see sends
go
by
for send.
everyone.
Yep.
Widdowson and Offma not taking any risks.
Yeah, if they really don't want to take risks, they can add like 2 king spell each as well to just maximize that, and then they're just never ever dying here. But I can see the full send as well because Eidetic is so out of the game now. Look, he's nearly 1,000 undervalue already, and Shadow Wings is not far behind.
Yeah, there's still two siege rams and a mole already coming.
Yeah.
Like that's still a big send.
This
even
is
though he didn't push a
really,
lot.
really dangerous. I think Offma and Widdowson are going to come out on top with this one.
Yeah, maybe even win the game here.
So the sends are bigger against Offma and Widdowson, but they have so much more value. Like, Widdowson is more than 1,000 value ahead of Eidetic. It's just crazy, man.
Yeah, the difference is huge here.
Shadow's doing
Shadow is-
extremely
Shadow's
well,
just
though.
Holding.
What? Did I say they were going to win the game here? Shadow Wings is just a beast.
The Tree of Knowledge did 11k damage.
That's crazy,
And
bro.
the other guy did also 10k damage. So this 2 Tree of Knowledge basically carried them there.
Yeah. Now, Offman's
Maybe.
leaking 86%, but Widdowson is holding again. They don't
Are
have
they dead?
any king ups, though. I think they're going to live, but they're going to lose a lot of HP.
It's gonna be painful for sure. But it's surprisingly Shadow held here, keeping them in the game.
Yeah, that is honestly crazy that Shadow held here. He's 700 value under with a full Pegasus circle, and I mean the Royal Guards are good tanks, I guess, and clearly they stayed alive long enough for the 2 trees to get full mana, and they just did insane damage. What did you say? 11k damage from the tree?
Yeah, 11k from one tree and 10k from the other tree.
Oh, I can see that. I can bring up the damage dealt. So the Doomsday still did the most damage, but the 2 trees doing insane DPS there. More than
Yeah, and
double the
trees
damage
died
of the Sky
quicker.
Queens.
The trees died a lot quicker than the Doomsday did, so
Yeah,
they
yeah.
probably did more DPS, actually.
It's all just explosion damage, right? That's Shadow Wings is cooking, man.
Yeah, I love the Tree of Knowledge with a lot of steeds. It's gonna pump out so much damage.
Now we have all 4 players shifting enough gold to fund a small country, which indicates they probably don't want to go for an 18 send on anybody.
No, we're not gonna see 18 for sure.
And Eidetic is definitely faking the suicide here because he is, I think, going to leak to no send, or at least very, very close. No, he
Yeah,
will
it's-
leak, right? He can never kill those 2.
No, you can never kill them. I don't think Offmar and Widdowson will fall for it, but
They might.
it's a great try. It's a great try.
Yeah. They don't. They hold their nerve. Offmer and Widdowson, balls of steel there. I think I would have sent in this case, and I would have then lost the game.
I mean, they have full king ups. They have almost full HP king. There's 2 Hellgates in this wave. Like he has golems. Oh, we are on 18, yeah, but like there's so much stuff here.
Yeah.
They don't really feel scared. Even against the suicide, they can
Yeah.
probably hold.
I mean, Offmer's plus 500 value here with 2 Starcaller circles. I think,
Yeah.
they've made the right choice.
Oh, a little bit of king ups on the right side though.
Mm-hmm.
So they feel the pressure.
All right, Offmer and Widdowson rewarded there for not taking the bait that Eidetic laid out. And we'll have to see, because this is really hard. Eidetic and Shadow, they kind of needed that bait play to work out, right? They needed Offmer and Widdowson to go for wave 18 Zen so that they could
Yeah.
then push Giga hard for 19 or 20.
Yeah, and Offmar has Mudmans, Golems, while Widdowson has Gates with
Yeah.
the biggest delay.
And he's got the
chances-
Trinity Archers for damage as well.
Yeah, the chances are really good for Widdowson and Offmar to win
Yeah.
this game here.
I mean, Shadow's not bad either. These Royal Guards are really good tanks.
Yeah, but with 2 Krakens this time, the Tree of Knowledges will not hit the wave probably in time.
True. It's going to be very difficult to chew through those Krakens. Offmer and Widdowson, meanwhile, I mean, Offmer, is he even going to harden? Is he just that confident?
Nah, he does now.
He hardens 2.
Only two though.
Only 2.
But he's an 190 overvalue.
Yeah. Offmer should be absolutely chilling there. Widdowson, I mean, his send is bigger, but Widdowson's also 130 overvalue. Meanwhile, Eidetic and Shadow, they're both quite under Eidetic, especially. The Siege Rams really doing a job there against his range damage, but it looks like he's doing very, very well. Is it ever enough, though? I think probably no, because Shadow 71% leak there. Eidetic's doing so well, but it's not quite enough.
Probably even holding his own. Nah, he's not. even
This
holding
is
his own.
heartbreaking. Eidetic does leak as well, and as a result, Shadow and Eidetic, they do go 0-1 down, so they're still never going to be able to achieve the 0-4 named after winning the first 2 games, but at least they're trying to make up for it now by going 0-2 in the next series. We'll have to see. This was a pretty close game, honestly. Like, it felt very, very back and forth. If we go back to that early game, we just see leaks on one side followed by leaks on the other, and that King HP was just going up on one side, down on the other side, leaks on 8, leaks on 9, leaks on 10. Then we got this massive save into 800, nearly 900 Mythium each on 13 against Offmer and Widdowson, with Widdowson the absolute animal full holding his lane there. Although 3k value, I've heard, is quite good on wave 13. Eidetic and Shadow, like, they really needed, that was such an all-in play. They needed so much more to happen from that wave 13. Either just straight up win the game, or at least deal like insane king damage. But they only got 20% there, which is just nowhere near enough.
Yeah, and if you go up like on wave 15, it's already back on 74%.
Yeah.
So this 20% is just not helping at all.
Yeah.
They needed to leak both of them and then get decent king damage, and then it's a whole different story.
Yeah.
But Witherson holding on 13 with his 3k value, but yeah.
I mean,
That's
Shadow
just-
did pull off like the dream hold on wave 16, which is kind of insane. But it just wasn't enough in the end. Eidetic, he leaked the full wave there. They took a bunch of king damage and ultimately ended up losing the race on 19. Though they were very, very close to holding there themselves.
Yeah. So let's jump into game 2, I would say.
All right, let's go.
Already open.
I'd like to see Shadow and Eidetic kind of stick to their game plan here in game number 2, because it nearly worked for them here. It's just that committal play on 13, I don't know. They just needed more from it, right? It was a nice play. It could have worked. It didn't this time, but I don't think it was a bad play by any means.
Yeah, and something we didn't really state out the whole game is that Witherson just played completely without failure. He didn't really leak a lot. He held when he had to held. He played the game perfectly and was almost unbeatable here.
Yeah. All right, Offma's just calling for a quick break there before we get into the third game, which means, Mr. Buzz, I'm going to update my title on Twitch because I'm still pretending to cast with Xcode, which is it's not the case.
I'm actually not
That's
really
Xcode
good
now.
for Witherson and off.
Right, let
He
me
still has problems with his internet, or what's
either.
what's
It's his power. Yeah, he was hoping that the power would get back on in time for the cast, and it's still out. But I suppose that's the downside of living in the middle of the Arctic, aka Canada.
Oh yeah. I didn't think that's such a problem, but it seems like it is.
Apparently so. All right, that title is updated, so you will now get the glory which you are due, Mr. Buzz.
Yippee! Okay, so we Shadow Offma needs a small break. He's just back in a few seconds, I guess. So, do we see the 2-0 or do you see the 1-1 now? I would love it.
I'd love at least a 1-1, right? Like, regardless of who ends up winning the match, it's just better for everyone involved if you get to see a few more games, right? It's better for the players, it's better for the viewers, it's better for the casters. So I'd love to see this second game won by Shadow and Eidetic, and we'll have to see if they can make it happen for us.
Also, they switched the sending order.
Mhm.
So now Offma is sending into Shadow Wings, Witherson is sending into Eidetic. It's a little bit different now, but let's see if this change can make anything happen.
Yeah. Interesting that they opt to do that. I guess they see Witherson as the carry player for the side of the Brother Mings, and they're thinking that Shadow can do a good job of shutting him down there with his patented starve technology.
Yeah, Shadow Wings is really good in putting people down, and like Witherson will have a lot harder game this time, I think.
Shadowwings with a very interesting tagline there: 0 skill player, 100% luck, stupid idiot, easy elo. We'll have to see if that tagline is as accurate as his team name as we go into game number 2.
And didn't even think about it, instantly picked Fiesta again.
Nice.
So he wants to know it, he's taking the risk again.
Oh, he's got really good Fiesta options as well. He's got the Windhawk, he's got Atoms.
Several options, yeah.
Yeah, he's got tons of options. Witherson deciding to abuse Chaos here in game number 2.
Yeah, let's see if he rolls the right thing to the right time all the time.
I mean, he's rolled the Gate Guard on wave 1, which is definitely the right thing to roll on wave 1.
That's definitely a good roll for wave 1 already, yeah.
And Eidetic going for a gun build. He has the Gargoyle to pair with it, which is really, really strong there on wave 3. And yeah, Shadow going for that Windhawk start. So do expect to see Shadow skipping here on wave 1.
Yeah, I expect him to skip. He's normally, if he's playing Fiesta... and
Oh, he snails.
Oh, he doesn't.
But Witterson's playing super safe. He's adding the 2 protons there to his Gate Guard build, and this snail is just going to feed him.
But I guess he's just doing it because of Chaos. He
Yeah.
wants he knows protons or atoms are really strong in early game. Nice combo with the gate guard, and he just wants them on the board already.
Yeah.
Shadow Wings receives the king up though, so he will leak 1 unit, which is the perfect Fiesta for wave 1.
And Widdowson, with his double protons and 0 balls, will easily be able to hold the snail send there from Shadow.
Yep. And Eidetic could actually go 6 workers even with the gun, with the gargoyle. I like to do this. Like, people tend to not send you full on free. More like king up, because the gun is so strong. If he stays 5 workers, he almost always holds. So that's why I like to go 6 workers, and I hope Eidetic is doing it too.
I mean, currently he's on 4, so he is behind everybody else. Offma does go for a snail resend here, but Shadow is pretty high value. He didn't go 6 workers, and with the Atom here, I mean, doesn't he just hold?
Yeah, I think he easily holds this. That's something I don't really understand about his Fiestas. Is that this doesn't really abuse it on the limits. Like pushing 6 workers here already, getting another Fiesta out. Why not?
Well, now he can easily go 6 workers, right? But so can Widdowson.
Now for sure. Now for sure. Yeah.
Oh, Widdowson's not looking amazing on 3, but Shadow is saving. Okay.
Eidetic is playing it safe on 5 workers, so he will most likely easily hold here.
Yeah. If Shadow had sent here... Wait, does he go for a post-income brute? That is such a Shadowings play!
Wow.
I know. I called it a second before. I just knew this was a Shadowing classic.
You smelled it. You just smelled it.
This is going to
And
be
this brute
devastating for Widdowson. He's going to leak everything here.
Yeah. This brute is gonna be brutal.
Yeah, it's straight on the gate guard as well, so no second summon for him. This is going to be a massive leak for Widdowson.
Oh, I love it. And that's why I love Shadow Wings playstyle. I love to watch it.
78% there for Widdowson. This is absolutely brutal from the Keko.
Eidetic is easily holding as expected. We see 60 lithium already for Offma.
Yeah. Offma is able to cover all of that leak in the mid, so very, very little king damage on the side.
Offma is not sending here. That's interesting, because I
saving
think
his Mythium.
Shadow Wings looks really weak on wave 4. Doesn't look that weak on wave 5 to me. And wave 6 also not with the Violet. Windhog. Interesting save. Interesting save. Maybe he just wants to enable Widdowson, but the options where he can send now are pretty limited.
And Eidetic is full building here as well. He's only receiving 2 snails, but he's going to be very, very fine against those.
He should be, yeah. And he will probably also push to 8 workers now. Yeah, he already did that. 8 workers while everyone else 6. Now 7 on Offma and Widdowson. Yeah, we see no leaks here. And Offma is sending now on 5.
Okay. Shadow, he cannot afford that Windhawk. Sorry, the Violet. But he does go for a second Windhawk, and 50 gold, he doesn't really have anything great to spend that on. He's just going to go for a couple of polys for added DPS there.
Yeah. On 5, they're okay DPS. They're doing something.
I think he wants them both left, though, to one-shot the Scorpion King, right?
Yeah, I would want... Actually, he could place 1 more. He has 20 gold still. Maybe he feels like it's gonna be 6 and he wants to shift for the Violet.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, Atoms are just so good on 5, though, because of this, right? Like, the left one always tanks the boss, always wins the 1v1, and then continues doing damage. And just look at this aggro. It's perfect here from Shadow. Absolutely perfect. Is he just going to leak the cannon? He is, right?
Yeah, he's leaking the cannon, but that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, his Fiesta as well, remember? So 28% there, low HP cannon. That's a pretty juicy Fiesta for Shadow Wings against 120 cent.
Yeah, since Cannonier's range, that's actually the best Fiesta he could have gotten here. And Widdowson is sending a Cannoneer now. But Eidetic has the Halo already. He just doesn't know where to place it yet. But the Halo should be enough to hold the the send here, right?
Yeah, Halo's really, really juicy here. But it's a weird position there. Does the Halo tank there, or... I don't think I've seen this one
I've never
before.
seen this positioning. I'm curious. I think it maybe pulls one or something.
120 Miffy. Oh, it does
it
pull
actually
one.
pulls
Wow.
one.
Okay. Eidetic's cooking, but his gun is dying very quickly.
Yeah, already dead there. Now the Halo needs to cook.
Yeah, I mean, it does. Can it kill one more, or is it just going to go down too quickly? A few more attacks. One more. Oh, that was
One
so
more attack would have
close.
been-
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, you wanted to have actually tank 2 or maybe even 3 if you have some backup for it.
Right.
But this positioning is gonna be better for later on. Because later on you obviously don't want it to tank a lot.
All right, now here is Eidetic's answer. He gets the mole out on 7. Offma's on pretty high value, though. Widdowson, I mean, he's not getting a send here. Shadowwings is pressuring him for wave 8. But Widdowson, in true Chaos fashion, nice lucks the Archer here on 7 and is angling to upgrade that to a Trinity Archer on 8, where it will, of course, one-shot the wave.
Yeah. So he has an answer for wave 8 already, and with the Harbinger sitting there, wave 9 also already kinda answered.
Oh, this is interesting. One, Eidetic did not full send. So I think he
Yeah.
could have afforded another Brute or at least a Lizard or something, but didn't send it. And 2, Widdowson did not shift any gold here, so he might struggle to afford that Trinity Archer without selling at least.
Yeah, we see a hold for Offma. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
So the wave is relatively quick though. Shadowwing's almost fiestaing here again.
Yeah, but still a nice long wave, and there's the Ogre coming out from Shadow. So, Widdowson, what is your answer? You have 200 gold here. He's got options. He can drop a Azora, which will tank the Ogre pretty well. But what he can't do, at least without selling some units, is upgrade that Trinity Archer.
No, that's too expensive. He's not gonna do that. And he's still thinking about what he will do. There is the Yozora in the split. Let's see how this works out.
Alright, Widdowson is over 1,000 value here on wave 8, which is none too shabby.
Great focus here. Takes
Yeah.
a little bit, but not too much.
Oh, and the Archer's just killing the wave, but now it focuses the Ogre, which it has no chance of ever killing. And he's just going to leak the Ogre, right? Because now it wraps onto the Harbinger, which is the one unit with a chance of killing it. And 80% leak there for Widdowson. Shadow, of course, 75, and that's against full income. Eidetic is holding, but he really won't cover much in the mid. Offma, how are you doing? I mean, Offma, he has a decent amount of value alive there. He is able to clear most of Widdowson's leak. They're not going to take much damage. Meanwhile, I think the Shide of Shadow and Eidetic are actually going to take more king damage here.
Yeah. Shadowwings leaked a little bit too much here. Like
He
his
did,
Fiesta, it's okay if he leaks, but 75% and also to income send, that hurts a bit and yeah, makes the situation even again. Especially he saved with the Ogre, didn't get a lot of income the last waves, and now leaking this much puts him a bit in a bad spot here.
Yeah, this is starting to look a bit rough again already. Offma and Widdowson, they have decent worker lead, decent income lead. They even have a little bit of a King HP lead as well. The one good thing is that they're resending here, where Shadow and Eidetic, it looks to me, should both hold pretty comfortably.
Yeah, maybe we see a Pro League by Shadowwings, Pro Fiesta.
I think not. He added the Antler, he's got 2 Windhawks, this should be an easy hold for him. I'd be surprised if he
Full
leaks.
send, though. Like, even after income send.
Mhm.
But yeah, you're right. It's just... Or?
Or, unless, preparing the surprised face.
Nah.
No, he's easily got this.
Just got it, yeah. But he
Alright.
didn't push over a single
Didn't
worker.
push
From
anything.
11,
Okay.
yeah, 11 to 11.
They're going long then, Mr. Buzz. I mean,
Oh.
how long are they going to go?
See
Wait,
this?
what?
Oh,
Okay.
but is it...
I
is he
think
leaking?
it's just dead.
Yeah, I think it's dead.
It's just dead, right? I don't even know
he's
if he
gonna
holds. I don't think he holds no send here. Never mind.
Yeah, that's the
3
problem. but
snails.
he even gets a few snails.
Yeah. I mean, I guess he'll hold the wave, right? Because he's got enough damage, and the egg is still like a 2k HP natural tank. Oh wait, these atoms are too close, right?
Does the boss go left?
Oh.
Left. It's still gonna be a leak, right?
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty bad leak, I think. This is like Whis aggro for Shadow. He needed the boss to go on the egg sack there.
Because now it's dead anyways, right? If he tanks meanwhile the wave, he would have hold, but the egg is dead anyways.
Yeah,
this didn't work out well for him.
This did not work out well for him at all. And just look at his income, 95 income for Shadow. Offma has more than double that.
Workers. Is he going for another?
He's still saving. Yeah, this is crazy to me, Buzz. Like, what is their game plan here? He is going for another egg, but I don't think it holds again. What is happening in my video games?
I mean, with the Magician's Circle here, that's not to be underestimated.
Meanwhile, E1 has a Magician on a single King Claw in his lane. What is happening, man?
Yeah, that's interesting. But if they leak, it's not gonna be big, right?
I mean, Eidetic should hold, I think, with that Banana Bunk added. It's only an income send after all. Shadow gets 2 DTs. But I think the 2 DTs might be enough to break his egg again. This time the egg tanks. That's pretty important here.
Maybe it even survives.
Yeah, that's perfect. He needed the egg to tank. He really needed the egg to tank. Yeah, he's going to hold
very
now.
Good for him. Especially now because he got Income King. He feels no pressure and can protect the egg one more wave.
Yep. And Eidetic
maybe they're
with
even
his...
aiming for 14 now.
Shadow's finally pushed the worker button, by the way, going from 11 workers that he's been on for the last few waves up to the dizzying heights of 14.
But this I don't know about this now, because now he could leak again. Like, he has 1.4k value if you take the egg away.
Yeah, this is
not optimal for wave.
Interesting, let's say.
So they are pushing it to the limits. Also, Eidetic's value is... they are really pushing to the limits.
Yeah, I mean, Shadow Wings has 95 income, man. He's been starving for so long in this game.
It's kind of the same pattern than last game. Like a lot of income sending, or a lot of leaks in early game, and then the long save into 13.
And this time the egg does go down. Oh wait, can he kill those creeps fast enough? No, he can't. He loses the egg. Oh no, against no send as well.
That's sad.
Yeah. So here's the wave 13 send, but because their workers were so low, it's not even that much Mythium. Now, Eidetic does have a bit more to send against Offma, but Widdowson's basically on value here with an Arc of Justice buffed by a Leviathan.
Yeah, and a Dark Mage, like...
Yeah. The one thing I'd say is that he doesn't really have much tank value. He's got 1 Yuzora, 1 Devilfish, and then, like, this stuff.
Yeah. If Widdowson leaks, it's gonna be small. I think Offma has a harder time there, but even Offma is not that bad here with the Disciple Circle.
Yeah, the send into Offma's lane is much bigger, 660 Mythium there, which is Pack Leader 5 Imps, and his Starcaller Circle... Oh, it did actually pull 2 Imps, so that's okay, but that's going to be a decent leak there for Offma. Widdowson with the Glacial on the Halo, slowing down the Golems pretty nicely. Yeah, they are both leaking. It's not massive, though. 5 Golems, 4 Imps. They have full King upgrades, more or less. Eidetic is leaking to the income send as well, meanwhile.
But this is a lot better than what we saw in the last game on 13, where Widdowson just held. This time both leaked, and yeah, they got a bit more King damage. 30% from 100 to 70. That's something. Like, they still have a chance to win this game. If some of them would hold again, then get kinda out of this game. But like this, there's still a chance.
Yeah, they're just so far ahead, though, in terms of net worth. Like, this is crazy.
We see again Shadow Wings and Eidetic pushing hard, and Offma and Widdowson just keeping their gold.
Yeah. Keeping their gold, 400 gold shift here for Offma. And Widdowson, he's shifting 130 gold while being plus 120 value as well.
So they're kind of playing it safe again.
Yeah.
But this allows also the exec for Shadow wins.
I wonder if Shadow just suicides now. I think that could be a really interesting play, but he doesn't.
He wouldn't act then, right?
Well, no, that's what I mean. So you play the egg, and then you suicide because the egg means that you won't suicide. You know?
Yeah,
It's like the ultimate mind game.
The mind games, yeah, that could be the thing, but...
But Eidetic, meanwhile, he's leaking half a wave to no send.
Oh no. That's a bit too much. Like, if they want a small leak, maybe, for sending here, but that's half the wave. Shadowbank's already sending, so I assume Eidetic will also send, and Offma and Widdowson will save.
Okay. Now, Offma, he's going to be on very, very good value here when he finishes spending. These two steeds, they're very dead, though. They're dying instantly. Yeah. They're not going to get much value from those. Widdowson, what did he nice luck here?
They both undervalue, both don't look too good here. I can see this send kind of working.
Yeah.
But this time they need good amount of king damage because Offmind Widdowson's still saving their Mythium and they need gold back.
Well, they basically need to win here, right?
Yeah, or just get enough gold to hold the next send. But that's gonna be very hard because Offmind Widdowson can now push really, really hard. But this send needs to work out very good. 620
Mythium for Offma, 500 for Widdowson.
Widdowson is just easy holding this, right?
I don't think he's holding.
No, okay.
Offma, though.
He cleared the first stuff very quickly.
Offma's doing very, very well there. Widdowson 81% leak, but it's only half HP boss. And meanwhile, Offma, this is so close to holding, but not quite enough. That's a 50 gold shutdown. But Shadow and Eidetic, they're so low value. And Offma and Widdowson have so much Mythium. This is looking really dangerous now for the side of 0-4.
That's what I meant. They needed like a lot of gold here to have a chance to hold the next send. And this is not a lot of gold. Like they both get 150 gold or something, but that's just not enough.
Yeah, and Shadow and Eidetic, they do go for a full send here, so they're not hoping for an Income King try to survive play. Maybe they were hoping that Offma and Widdowson would save one more wave, but they have no need to do such a play. They're going to go for a full send here, and Eidetic and Shadow are so far undervalued. But look
at this value numbers, yeah.
They're both more than 1,000 undervalue. I think there's just no chance of them surviving this wave.
And they didn't even do any king ups. Like, it's 100% all in play. Like, either we leak them quicker than us, or that's over.
Yeah. And, I mean, they did go for pretty decent sends against Offma and Widdowson there. 400 Mythium for Offma, 360 for Widdowson, whose values are not great, but it's just nowhere close to the 800, 700 sends on this side with much worse value for Shadow and Eidetic. And as a result, 0-4 report and ban, they do at least go 2-2. They did win their first series, but a 2-0 quick back-to-back victories from Offma and Widdowson sees those guys, the Brother Mings, your first Nova Cup semi-finalists. They are, of course, guaranteed a place in tomorrow's semis.
But Shadow and Eidetic are not out yet, right?
No. So Shadow and Eidetic, they'll have another chance here in the losers match, right? Because it is a double elimination on day one Nova Cup, and they will be playing up against. Let's see, do we have a result from the other semi-final, the other round 2 yet or not? Let's see. I don't think so. So Interhole and Atrocity, they're still playing actually. We could hop into that game.
Yeah.
So let me just see if I can look at what happened so far. So they're 1-1, Atrocity and Interhole versus Gay Pennon and Fine. So I'm going to spectate Fine because it's the easiest one to spell.
I did the same thing. It is 1-1, you say?
It's 1-1, yeah.
And it's also 50-50 according to Jules right now. So that's going to be interesting to spectate, I guess. Currently on wave 11. Are you already in? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm already in. I've got the Fog of War bug. I'm not sure whether that will clear up or not as we go into the next wave. We'll have to find out.
There will be no king damage here, so I assume if I know the bug correctly, it's not gonna go away.
Do you need king damage to get the... Do you have the
Wasn't
bug,
it-
by the way, or do you have... Is yours fine?
Mine is working fine. I see everything.
Okay. Then maybe I'll try reconnecting real quick while we're in the build phase.
Yeah, you can try this. We see no sense on 12, so it's nothing interesting you're probably missing here.
Yeah, we did see Fine and Gapennen save their Mythium there, right? So it looks like Atrocity and Inderhole went for Ascend on 11, where Gapennen and Fine saved their Mythium. And as we all know, Mythium saving has absolutely 100% no counter.
Interesting is in the hole, it's doing king ups while Atrocity is saving his Mythium, so they're kind of splitting up a little bit.
Yeah. Wave 13, potentially dangerous here for Atrocity and In the Hole. Their builds are not looking amazing, actually, and they're really, really far under value, Buzz. Did we
Yeah,
join
and there's
just in
also
time
the
to see this game end?
I think we joined just in time. But I'm not sure if the game ends here, to be honest.
I mean, it's looking pretty rough for Atrocity and In the Hole.
Yeah,
These sends
yeah.
are
Lizard Army
massive.
also for fine.
Yeah.
And they don't really have the answers for this wave.
No, they really don't, actually. In the Hole, I mean, he has this Starcaller Circle, but it's only 4 unupgraded steeds around it. Red Eyes, of course, pretty dead value on 13. But more to the point, he's just 700 under value, Buzz. Like, I just don't see him holding at all. Atrocity, meanwhile, I mean, he has got slightly better units with the Violets here, but they're just going to die way too quickly. 500 send for Atrocity, 720 for In the Hole. He actually went for a full send against Fine. Like, that's going to leak him badly, but maybe the king upgrades would have been more clutch here.
Yeah, I feel like that too. But actually, Atrocity is...
In the Hole's just leaking 153%. Atrocity not doing much better there, 111%. They're actually forfeiting here. They don't even want to see the king go down.
Yeah, we tuned in the right moment to see the game end here.
Wow, okay, well, Gapennen and Fine then, they will be facing off against Shadowwings and Eidetic, it seems, in the losers bracket, as Atrocity and In the Hole, in a crushing defeat here, they do go out against Fine and Gapennen in the round 2. Really unfortunate. I'd have loved to see Atrocity make it through to the semi-finals. Again, as he did last month, I've got to cheer for my boy from Yonka Mayonka. But yeah, it's not to be this time around.
Seems like.
All right. Well, Buzz, I guess we've got time for a little bit of a break. Give those players a rest, and we will give ourselves a bit of a rest as well, and get back here in around 5 or 10 minutes' time for the elimination match, right?
All right. Stay hyped for the last game.
Brilliant. All right. Twitch chat, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Goodbye.
Tell me to stop this time.
back.
All right. Hello, Twitch chat. Welcome back, Mr. Boz, as well. And yeah, guys, we've got the elimination match coming up. That's going to be Shadow and Eidetic, 04 report and ban Shadow, facing off against GG, that's Gaypenin and Fine. Now, we did just see Gaypenin and Fine knocking out Indahol and Atrocity, which I've got to say is a little bit of an upset there, because Atrocity and Indahol are just way, way higher rated right now than Gaypenin and Fine, right? I know Fine is a 3k player in his own right. I don't think Gaypenin's been that high. I could be wrong.
Nah, Gaypenin didn't even reach 2.8k, I think.
Okay. So an upset for sure then from those guys to knock out Indahol and Atrocity. But now maybe...
I mean, Fine is not to be underestimated. He's a really good player, and he also knows what's going on in the game. And if you have one player that can make decent callouts, it's like, you carry the other player most of the time if he doesn't upset.
Yeah, right.
So, Gaypenin is still a really good player. Like, he is the top 100 player, I think. And yeah, to be there, you need to know the game at least, at some point, to some point. The game, the lobby is, by the way, already open.
Oh, brilliant. Let's hop into that one then. We can get the next game underway ASAP. If you had to place a bet on this game, Mr. Buzz, Shadow, Eidetic versus Gaypenin Fine, where would your money go, my friend?
Oh, this question, this time it's a lot harder to say. We saw Shadowwings Eidetic play 2 games. We didn't see playing Gaypenin and Fine so far. But they made it here. It's definitely a 2-1, but I don't know for which. I would say Shadowwings and Eidetic will win this.
I would probably have to give them the edge as well. But having said that, their play was looking a little bit rocky against Widdowson and Offma there in round number 2. So we'll have to see. As you were saying, Fine is a very good player himself. He is, of course, a 3k player. And we'll have to see. But guys, without any further ado, here is the game. Round 1 of the elimination match. Let me just update my scoreboard very quickly. Mr. Boz, if you want to introduce the masterminds.
We have 2 times Greed for Gaypenin and Fine. So very basic. But we have Eidetic with Fiesta. So that's interesting. And I think the best pairing for Fiesta is Cash Out. And that's also what Shadowwings picked. So... Fiesta Cash Out decently works together. If the Fiesta player leaks on wave 1 with Cash Out, most of the time you have another worker on wave 2 that you wouldn't have without Cash Out. So that's why it's a great combo to have.
Yeah.
And no one picked their roles yet, so they're all thinking quite long.
And Eidetic with the Consort there, obviously a very, very solid Fiesta opener. And Shadowwings with Mask Pota, which I've heard is quite good.
Mask Potas, I think it's good, yeah. I've heard that.
Wait.
It's not that overpowered anymore than it used to be, but it's still very, very strong. So
yeah, I'd say it's one of the better roles in the game.
Especially also, again, good with Fiesta, because the Mask heals up again, the Priestess heals up again, and then also most of the time able to cover if the Priestess survives. So yeah, that's a great combo for Shadowwings and Eidetic. Meanwhile, Gaypenin has Steed Angler.
Oh, that's an interesting build for sure. Yeah, and Eidetic, I think, is loving to see that with his Fiesta opener when his opponent is playing a very, very slow opener like Double Steed Angler. The problem with this build is it's also very, very weak on 2, and yeah, Gaypenin, he can't even push more than 3 workers, because if he does, he's just dead to a snail or 2 from Shadow.
Yeah. This starter has a really hard time, but he seems to be... He wants a big bounty hunter, a big kingpin later on, and he's already investing for that on wave 1.
Yep.
Eidetic push to 6 workers. It's the correct play, I think. With Fiesta, he's gonna get the snail, so he's gonna leak, but... Yeah, he's 6 workers, and that's fine for him.
Oh, Gaypenin did go 4 workers in the end. He just took a little while to press the button, I guess.
Yeah. He should be fine with the Howler. Howler is a good addition here for Wave 2 at least.
I mean, he has 235 value, right? He really should be fine.
Yeah, but with 2 steeds, it's just
Yeah.
so much dead value for
This
wave.
steed is doing nothing. Like, it did less than half of the DT's HP before it died.
Is he
Eidetic,
still leaking this?
99% leak, though. We were watching the wrong lane. Oh, no.
Yeah, but what? This also, everything is
Yeah.
on full HP.
So, right, let me just talk about this, because Eidetic leaks 99% there, where Gepennen leaks 64. But the 99 is so much better for Eidetic because he's on 6 workers while Gepennen's on 4. Like, even if you ignore the Fiesta, right? So the Fiesta makes it even better for him. But if you ignore the Fiesta, the fact that he has 2 more workers than Gepennen, and this wave is really, really long, it's a massive favour for Eidetic, and he gets this in-income
comes the
brute
brute.
out as well, yeah.
Something I didn't see is that Eidetic got 2 snails on Wave 2. So that's why he leaked so much with the consort and the bus. Because
Yeah.
if you get 1 snail, he leaks like 50% or something like that, which is totally okay. But almost 100%? Oof, that's hard.
Oh, by the way, here's the Shadowing special
Oh, the
once
Shadowing
again.
Brute
The post-income brute, yeah.
Yeah, but is this gonna work?
Well, I
guess
think
it is.
Gepennen's a lot stronger on 3 than he was on 2. For one thing, his Angler's already full mana, so the steeds are buffing themselves. And, yeah, I mean, that's really the only thing that he's got going for him. He's still going to leak here. It's a Brute Snipe here from Fine as well is very, very clutch. Does he just hold as a result? I think he does. Gepennen leaking 39%, not terrible, but of course he's very low workers. And Fine just holding the Brute there, that's really, really good for him. Really
Actually,
good.
it's okay. Like the brute was after income that Shadow sends, only
Yep.
39%.
Yeah.
Fine holds with the brute snipe. So yeah, that's totally okay for Fine and Gepennen.
It's great for Fine. It's less good for Gepennen because, again, I mean, his leak wasn't bad, but he's really low workers. Really, really low.
Yeah, with the bounty hunter, you want quick waves. Actually, that's the long waves. Every wave's leaking stuff. It's really, really bad for the bounty hunter and the anglers.
Mhm.
Because you're very vulnerable to brutes or big sense, and yeah, that's making it possible with the long waves all the time.
Yeah.
And it's another after income brute by Shadow Wings.
Wow, brutal.
But this time it's not gonna work because he still has a lot of value, right? And this time the bounty hunter is now he has damage for the wave.
Yeah. And the Howlers are pretty good on the wave as well. I mean, it looks like he's still going to leak, or is he?
If he leaks, then he leaks only the brute. But
Oh, wait, I think he
he's
just
even holding
holds.
the brute.
Yeah, his aggro is just really perfect there from Gepennen.
I mean,
Really,
he's
really good.
400 value here, but yeah.
Wait.
Or,
Oh,
we talked early, we talked
oh,
early.
okay.
But it
Very,
was,
very
again,
close.
Again, after income,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's not worth it. That's not what Shadow Wings wanted to see here.
But once again, though, Gepennen, long waves with very, very low workers. I mean, sure, yeah, it's post-income from Shadow, but if you're staying super low workers, you really need to be holding regardless.
Yeah, and we've seen leaks on wave 2, wave 3, wave 4. Like, yeah, almost every wave is a leak now. This is really not good for Gepennen.
Here's
he gets another
another
brute.
post-income brute from Shadow. Can anyone stop this man?
Oh, he puts
Oh,
the boss to the right
is this
side
a Scorpion King incident on 5?
Also. Yeah.
I think I've
Well-
spent the last 3 waves just focusing only on Gepennen's lane, but it's just so much fun to watch these post-income
Uh-oh.
brutes.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh! Oh no, that is a Scorpion King incident on aisle number 3. Can we get a
finally-
cleanup, please?
Finally, the after income brute really paid out. Like,
Really
this is a
paying
result
off,
that
yeah,
they
yeah,
have
yeah.
to
Surely he won't expect it the 3rd time in a row.
get. But the problem is he still has to stay on 6 workers because he has bounty hunters wave 6 with the steeds. Like he needs either value or a really good answer for wave 6.
Yeah.
So he's staying on 6 workers, which is his answer. But yeah,
He's
That's
just
not gonna
he's just
work out.
generating so much less Mythium. Let's look at this. Total Mythium, Shadow and Eidetic both around 290. Fine, not far behind. Gepennen's generated 60 or 70 less Mythium than everybody else in the game. That's a lot. We're only on wave 6. Yeah.
Yeah.
10 Mythium every wave, basically.
Yeah, and even if he gets the full Kingpin, it's not really gonna make up for it, because he still cannot... He can push, yeah, but he will be on 800 value, so he's always be still over value.
I mean, can he even hold these 4 snails here? Let's have a quick look at Eidetic's lane, because he got a big send, but he's on really good value as well. And remember Eidetic's Fiesta as well. He hasn't made much use of that. He hasn't been leaking very much since wave 1 and 2. But
he's just holding.
He's just full holding here against the 140 send of Gay Pennon. And Shadow likewise against the 160. Okay, that's only income though from Fine. But again, look, Gay Pennon leaking to 4 snails here.
Yeah, and since Gepen sent 2 brutes and didn't leak his guy, his game is even harder now. We already stated out that he's generating less Mythium, but he's also spending his Mythium for power mercs.
Yeah, his income is... I mean, look at that income differential. Shadow, 96. Gay Pennon, 65. Now, sure, Eidetic is actually lower than that, but he's really saving his Mythium on Fine.
And Gepen still has the same problem than he has, like, since wave 3. Like, he still can get a send every wave, and he still has to build, he still cannot push. He needs to get the... Actually, he needed to just not push there and get the Kingpin or something.
Here's another brute from Shadow. Is this post-income again? Oh no, there was 2. Never mind, there was 2.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
But
it's going to be a massive leak again, though, right? Because he still doesn't have that Kingpin upgraded, and his build is just garbage on 7.
And now he has again the same problem. Does he not push and get the Kingpin, or does he push and get another leak?
Yeah. Well, this time at least he's not pushing, but that's a 74% leak while on value wave 7 with 8 workers. Shadow nearly has double the workers of Gay Pennon.
Yeah.
And this, by the way, for anybody in Twitch chat who's wondering, maybe you're a little bit newer to the game, this is why Steed Angler is such a noob trap, because it makes you so weak in the early game while having such low workers. And if you play against good players like Shadow and Eidetic, they will abuse the hell out of that fact. And you really see how hard Gay Pennon's been punished this game. Like, sure, now he gets his Kingpin upgraded, it's wave 8, but he has half the workers compared to both of his enemies, and he's been leaking like 4 out of 7 waves.
Yeah. The Kingpin doesn't really make out for it now. And Shadowwings doesn't even send now. He's... I hope he's just pushing everything. He should know that he's not in danger even if Shadowwings is saving. Because now you have the power spike that you were looking for the whole time. You need to use it.
Yep.
We see a relatively big send by Eidetic here. Mole, Mimic already out.
Shadow's full sending. That's... I don't know about that one, Shadow. Like, you can see that Gay Pennon's already on infinite value on wave 8.
Now, maybe it's because Eidetic sent really much, like...
Yeah, he just wants to try and weaken him, right? But you know, the reason this is going to work out for Shadow is because Gay Pennon just pushed 3 workers to no send.
Yeah, but as I said, it's just he needs to do this, right? Otherwise, he never gets his power spike. But now still he has a Kingpin, but nothing else.
Oh,
like,
he actually pushed.
On this wave?
He pushed 3 workers and shifted 100 gold. This is worst case scenario for Gay Pennon. He's going to leak pretty badly.
Yeah, he has the Kingpin, but he has nothing to help it. Like, there's no Butcher, there's no other tanks, there's now 3 brutes chewing on it.
Meanwhile, it's a 400 send in lane 4 against Fine. And this Mimic is just generating infinite gold against the slime mummies.
Yeah.
Look at this!
God.
40 gold! Gay Pennon's 79% leak.
Oh, does it get more? 40?
I think it does. Yeah?
Oh,
one more?
Extra?
Oh, I missed. What a noob. Only 44 gold on that Mimic. This is just insane, Buzz.
Yeah, and now, at this point, I would make a safe call that Shadowwings and Eidetic take this game home.
Yeah, I think they're going to take this one, yeah.
So that was a good example that the Steed Angler combo is actually pretty good in lower elos, but in high elo people just know how to play against it, they know how to counter it. Especially Shadowwings knows it, and he also had no support for this. Like, he needs something for wave 6, he needs something for wave 5 actually.
Yep.
it's you cannot just play Steed's Angler alone. That's not working out.
No. It's a really weak build, and Shadow and Eidetic, I think, just played perfectly against it this game. They really exploited the weaknesses of that Angler Steed opener.
So we see income though by Eidetic trying to scale. Do we see maybe a PTA play? It's a rough decision when there is also allowance on the board, and Glacial Touch is also pretty good for 11 and 12.
And with Gaypenin just showing the banana bunk here as well, like maybe Shadow was considering wave 11, but he probably is changing his mind now, yeah. So knowing Shadow, right, you see a banana bunk, you see a full mana Kingpin, he's going wave 12. Right?
That's not what I expected now, but I would normally would say let's go 13, but
yeah, but this is Shadowings, man. This is Shadowings we're talking about. This is wave 12 every day of the week.
This is exactly the thing. Like, he's never gonna expect the 12. He's probably building for 13, and then yeah, something could happen. But we see allowance for Gaypen and Fine. They both have decent values here. So whenever the send is coming, they're gonna be not too much undervalue, I feel like.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, everyone picked allowance here. No one's going for PTA. So I feel like we're gonna see 13 all over the board, but as you say, wouldn't be surprised if we see 12.
Yeah, I mean, this is still Shadowings, right? Yeah, there it is! There it is, Buzz! Come on, man! These calls are on point. For once,
really
the Caster's Curse is not kicking in. We get the double ogres. And it's Shadow, man. Like, every time without fail, you see a banana bunk, you see a Kingpin, it's a wave 12 send coming out.
Dude, I'm making notes.
And let's see, because Gaypenin probably doesn't expect this. Yeah, so he's adding an Antler.
Antler is not bad on 12.
Antler's not bad. This Steed placement is pretty bad, though. Doesn't that just make the bunk backlight?
Yeah. Nah, this makes the bunk... The bunk tanks still a little bit, but the Steed will just instantly die, and then...
And then his other Steeds will instantly die as well, right?
Yeah.
Fine, meanwhile, he's shifting a little bit of gold, shifting 90 gold there.
But is this gonna be lethal? They're both, let's say Fine is on value actually, but he's pretty bad on this wave.
Yeah, and the one player who should be holding, that's Gaypenin, but the two ogres wailing away on that Kingpin. He's gonna leak pretty badly. Let's hop on over to Fine. Fine's doing very well, actually, got to say. 118% leak there for Gaypenin. Kingpin, bunk, you think you're safe on 12. Not against Shadowings, you aren't. Fine, though, he's holding. This is really huge. This hold is clutch.
Fine's units, if you look at Fine's units, he actually has bad units for 12, and
yeah.
Gaypen has good units for 12, and still Gaypen is the one who leaks.
Yeah, I mean, he had a much smaller send, 440 versus 560.
Yeah.
Not really an ideal send either, but still very, very important for Fine to hold that send there. And now they do have the pressure advantage, at least in their favour. But having said that, the workers are still pretty much in favour of Shadow and Eidetic. The income is very far in favour of Shadow and Eidetic. And the King HP as well. They're on 100% still.
Yeah, Shadowwings already preparing masks for 14. Expecting the send for 14. Eidetic doesn't go for the Phoenix. So they know the send is not coming here on 13.
Yeah, I mean, they're both still on value here, wave 13 as well, right?
Yeah. The Phoenix is actually not that bad on 14.
No.
But yeah, if you don't need it, why would you do it?
I mean, how are you leaking Eidetic as well? He has 3 canopies. He's going to have a Trinity Archer as well. I guess, like, 2 Centaurs is one way to do it. Yeah, I can see that.
2 Centaurs is actually it's the right send, I would say. I would do the same at least.
We do see the Income King coming out from Shadow and Eidetic, I have to assume, as well.
Yeah, reasonable. They have no need to go any risk. They have full HP on the King, so it does protect it more with King attacks and be safe.
Yeah. And even though this was a pretty long save coming out from Gaypenin and Fine, he's just been so low workers there on Gaypenin that this is really not too dangerous against Eidetic, right?
He's still lower workers than the other team, but they gotta send. So,
yeah. I mean, his early game was just so disastrous that it's really difficult to get back in the game at that point.
Yeah, yeah. What does he send? Send 2 centaurs and a pack leader. I can see both actually leaking. But
They probably
I don't feel
do
like
both
it's
leak, and
gonna be
they're
big.
both on shutdown as well, but they're just so far ahead, I feel. Wait, this Azirius is just giga smurfing in Shadowwing's lane. It survives? It survives? Oh, it just goes down. That was a guaranteed full hold, I think.
Yeah, with the Azir, maybe not guaranteed full. The ogres are doing a lot of
Nah,
damage.
the ogres are doing a lot, yeah. Gay Pennon, meanwhile, leaking 95% to the income, but Eidetic and Shadow,
also
they do both leak here. Oh, Fine as well? Oh, no. Oh, no.
Do the incomes.
Yeah,
So,
both leaking to income. Shadow and Eidetic, meanwhile, like, sure, they both leak, sure, they both feed shot down, but I feel like they're just so far ahead in this game.
Yeah, yeah. This is gonna be hard to come back. We see Fine is pushing a lot. 33 workers.
Yeah, he's,
36.
So he's basically suicide pushing. I guess that means it has to be a wave 16 send against Shadow and Eidetic, but Shadow's just prepping more masks here as well.
Yeah, he knows what the way is. He could lose the game, and this is a 16 undercut, and he already prepares for it.
Yeah, very nicely played there, Mr. Wings. Eidetic, meanwhile, I mean, he can definitely leak on 16. The canopies, of course, just complete dead value there. But he has options as well, you know. He's got a couple of alpha males, the Lioness, the Phoenix, of course, and the Trinity Archer is very good damage.
Yeah, but the canopies are really almost dead value on 16.
Yeah.
4 canopies.
4 violets.
Canopies. I'd rather have 4 violets than 4 canopies on,
Yeah, on
wave
16, yeah, for sure. All right, and Fine is still
Yeah, we see
pushing, but
descent
Shadow and
here already.
Eidetic are sending themselves. So I only really see this going one way, Buzz.
Yeah, yep. This could work as an undercut if Shadow and Eidetic save and don't king up, but them sending also, yeah, I think Gepen and Fine just die quicker.
Yeah, and the player who has to be the holder is Gay Pennon, and he's been out of the game since like wave 2. So
Yeah, and he also has no Swift.
Yeah.
Like literally no Swift.
yeah, this is looking really rough. Fine is nearly 1.5k undervalue here, and Gay Pennon, the team's holder, he's 900 undervalue as well. So, meanwhile, Shadowwings still has Potamask, which is still completely broken.
Yeah, 6 masks are doing a lot of damage.
Just going to one-shot the wave. The Priestess does
Oh,
die very
Priestess
quickly.
die?
Though. Yeah.
Ay. But the masks should be tanking them.
Yeah, all right. Fine calls the GG here. And it looks like, yeah, they are very dead here with 120% leak on Gay Pennon, 128% on Fine. Shadowwings leaks pretty big as well, but it just doesn't matter because
even
Eidetic
holds.
is holding more than long enough. So
Yeah.
game number 1 of the elimination match does go in favour of 0-4 report and ban Shadow.
Very interesting game.
Yeah, I mean, it was
a little
just...
A
It
little
was
upset by
very...
Gepen.
very one-sided, I think, this game. Like,
Yeah.
just look at this
Gepen-
graph. Look at the graph. They're so far ahead for the entire game, more or less.
That was a good example of how do you play against Steed Angler.
Yeah,
Like, Shadowwings put Gepen completely out of the game, and then Fine was good, was on this almost on the same level than Shadowwings and Eidetic the whole time, but
Yeah.
with one player falling off so hard, that's just not enough.
yeah. And just look at these, right? So, one Shadowwing skips on wave 1, which is already bad for Gay Pennon. He stays 235 value on 2 and still leaks 64% to a DT. Like, sure, Eidetic is leaking bad there as well, but again, he's got 6 workers and he's Fiesta. And then we see these back-to-back-to-back post-income brutes from Shadow. The third one worked really well. Gay
Yeah,
Pennon
it
leaking
started to work from there.
81%. Yeah, and but even the ones before that, they're leaking very small, but he just has no workers, and the waves are super long while he's 1, 2, 3 workers behind everyone else in the game. And then wave 5 was just absolutely disastrous for him there.
Yeah, the brutes are just so good against the bounty hunters.
Yeah.
Because most of the time he leaks smaller, then it's a very, very slow wave because
Yeah.
brute is slowing stuff down. It's just costing so much time, and then you're sitting on 6 workers like he did, and everyone else is already on 8, 9, even 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then really the final nail in the coffin, I have to say, is this wave 9, because Gaypenin, he does finally press the worker button after getting his kingpin on 8. He pushes 3 to no send, and he shifts 100 gold, and then he leaks 79% to 4 brutes, where he really needed to be holding because Fine was getting a 400 Mythium send on 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, and from there the game is just completely in Shadow and Eidetic's control. Sure, there was a nice hold 12 by Fine, but in the end it was just too little too late, and the game was very much over there on wave 16.
All right.
But we got a draw line under that game. That was pretty much a slaughter, I have to say, from Shadow and Eidetic. So what do Fine and Gaypenin need to do differently in game number 2, other than, of course, not play Steed Angler?
Yeah, you can play Steed Angler, but you need just more help for it. Like, Infiltrator is already such a good help for this. It makes this already so much better than it is without.
Yeah.
But yeah, Gaypenin needs to come into the game, or needs to stay even with the other players.
Mhm.
And then from this point on, it's just strategy. And if they have the right strategy, they can win the game.
Right. Well, I certainly hope to see a comeback victory here from Gaypenin and Fine, because, of course, all of the games so far have been 2-0s on the stream today, which makes it a pretty quick Saturday. So I'd love to see at least a 3-game best of 3 here in the elimination match. But let's see, because Fine is coming out with the Fiesta here in game 2.
Oh, interesting. We also just got the raid from Toho, so Division 2 already ended as well.
Very nice. Thank you for the raid, Mr. Toho. I hope you enjoyed your Division 2 stream. Hope it went well.
I think he also has the VODs on, so if someone is interested, you can watch the Division 2 as well there.
Ah, brilliant, yeah.
Okay,
right.
we have
look
one
at this.
cartel.
What a read there from Eidetic.
He instantly did it, like,
Yeah.
before even picking his role. He was just like, I'm gonna snail whatever
wait.
happens, man.
Let me do some fine profile viewing here. Let's have a little look. So, yeah. Look at this, man. So in the series against Atrocity and in the hole, Fine snap picks the Fiesta in game number 2. So Eidetic has done his homework here, and seen that Fine likes the game 2 Fiesta, but Fine doesn't really have a Fiesta opener, so he's opening with a Daphne.
Oh no. He could actually open with the Wild Shroom, right?
Yeah, he could.
The snail enables it.
All
basically.
4 players are snailing, actually. Okay.
Oh, what are we seeing here? But no one is gonna leak here. But actually, the Eternal Wanderer with a snail makes the wave pretty slow, right?
Yeah. The wave is very, very slow for the Wanderer. So all 4 or 3 lanes, even the Berserker, which is pretty slow, by the way, is going to be clear a long time before the Wanderer, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, so the Fiesta player, actually the first to clear the wave. And the Berserker is going to be 3rd, I think. That's usually quite a slow opener, but the Wanderer still has 3 creeps to go. This is about as slow as a wave 1 can get.
Does Shadow Wings get a snail here? Does he want it?
He did get it, but he doesn't want it.
He can't leak the Berserker for sure, but maybe he wants the income. He goes 5 Worker with Eternal Wanderer. Should be fine. Wave 2, it's a bit weak, but he has a Seedling and a Harpy.
Yep.
This should do just fine, even if he gets a Send, but he doesn't. So everyone has 5 Workers besides Gaypenin. He can't. He can't because he doesn't have the gold yet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Now he does, but he's actually staying on 4.
Stays on 4. Interesting. Like, with the Steed, you can hold pretty decently, I think.
And
But he
again, a
gets a
very,
60
very
then.
slow wave.
Wait, Shadowwing sends a Dragon Turtle into the Berserker?
I think it can be pretty good, actually, with Berserker left side.
Maybe he expects exactly this.
Yeah. But he probably doesn't expect Gay Pennon to stay on 4 workers, though, which should pretty
Yeah,
much
there's-
guarantee the hold.
There's also a Buckler.
Yeah, Buckler, not great, of course. But there's even a Peewee as well. Like, he's 345 value. There's no way he leaks here.
No, but he gets the full send.
But
We
Fine, though,
need to
he's...
watch Fine's lane, yeah.
Yeah,
We
he's
need
going to
watch
leak
Fine's.
pretty decently. He's 6 workers. He did get the Gargoyle, which is, of course, very, very strong. But he's certainly going to get his Fiesta here on wave 3. I guess that's why Gay Pennon decided to stay so high value.
Maybe, and Fine is already pushed to 7 workers now.
What a beast.
So he plays the greedy Fiesta.
Right, everybody else is holding. But actually, Gay Pennon, despite being on insane value, I mean, sure, he's going to hold, but it's very, very low HP. Berserker is the only thing left alive.
Yeah, it's not gonna cover anything.
No. He may not even kill... Okay, he kills one because he attacks the low HP one first.
Almost 2.
No, almost. But there's first blood on the king, going for the side of Shadow and Eidetic once again.
Just 5%. And no one is sending here. Eidetic pushing to 8 workers. Does he have...
Yeah.
He doesn't even have a Butcher or something for wave 5?
He's
Bit
got
risky.
Treant though, which is very, very strong on 5, of course.
Yeah, but is it enough? 8 workers is... ambitious, let's say.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
I mean, he is Cartel, so he has the most income.
Yeah.
But
Shadow
I think we are gonna
Eidetic.
see 5 cents by everyone, right?
I think it has to be, yeah. I think there's no way that Eidetic can save after being 8 workers on 3.
You see the dinos here on the left side.
Uh-huh.
Pen and Fine maybe saving? Nah.
Oh, okay, Pennon goes for the Brute Snail here against Eidetic. And sure, he's going to get a second Treant here, but he's going to be pretty far under value as well. He can't really add anything to go with that Treant. He's got
Yeah.
really ugly gold.
That's why I thought like 7 would be probably better. He could have gotten 2 tree ends.
Yeah.
Or a tree end and infiltrator, something like that. Now
Is he
he's in a bit of-
shifting gold?
He can't, right?
Ah, no, okay. He wants
He
to spend his
rerolls.
gold better. Yeah. Okay.
He
Clutch
actually
reroll
rerolled.
there from Eidetic.
Yeah. But still, I think he's gonna lead, right?
Ooh, Fine actually popped out a Honeyflower here. That's very important for him here because he was going to leak really badly against the 100 end otherwise, I think.
Yeah, that was also his reroll. We saw
Mm-hmm.
3 players actually rerolling here for wave 5.
Now, Eidetic is still leaking, but much better than he would have done if he'd shifted 69 gold. And Shadowwings is holding, of course. Hey, wait, is Fine just getting the perfect Fiesta? He is! He almost got the Dino with the killing blow of the Daphne as well. That would have been so clutch.
Oh, that would have been super clutch. But yeah, as expected, the only one leaking here, Eidetic. And everyone's sitting on 9 workers now.
Yeah. Oh, Eidetic with the Brute send here into Fine. Okay. Fine's quite low value. I think the Brute can do some real work here.
Yeah. But still, I mean, he's Fiesta, so
Yeah.
I think he's not gonna leak a lot. Also, there's going Dino into Shadowwings.
Yeah, I think Shadow should do pretty fine here.
Yeah.
Dino and a Lizard as well, so it is a full send coming out from Fine, but I think Shadow's just going to be A-okay. He's got that Sky Queen, it's infinite damage. And yeah, Fine, he's doing just fine as well. I mean, he snipes out the Brute there thanks to the Honeyflower. Does he just... Oh,
Is
he's
it a-
not going to hold, but can he kill another one?
I think he kills another one, and 2 is actually fine.
Ah, so close.
That's maybe a bit too much.
Yeah, Shadow leaking 27% as well, so that's something. But that would have been incredible for Fine. If he killed one more there, that would have been a really nice Fiesta.
Oh yeah, and it was so close.
So close. Eidetic with another Brute. So Shadow and Eidetic really, really enjoying these early game Brutes. Now, it's a bit of a double-edged sword, right, when you send so many Brutes in the early game, because if it works, if it gets big leaks and big king damage, then obviously it pays off for you. But if it doesn't, if it gets small leaks, or even worse, no leaks, then the negative income, or the reduced income that you get from sending power mercenaries can really hurt your late game.
Yeah, absolutely. But they also have the worker lead, so it's not like they're losing too much income with it.
This is a 200 send against Gapenin, though. He's
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
far under value, and kind of questionable Nightmare positioning there in lane 2. As a result, his Nightmare dies very, very quickly.
Nightmare is one of these units that you never want to place.
No, in
second row.
anywhere other than on the wall, really. So big leak there from Gapenin, 89%. Meanwhile, Fine 43%, and they have no king up spars. They're going to take a ton of damage here.
Yeah, especially the Brutes also slowing down the king. Ay, that's 50% or even more.
Wow. I think my hopes of seeing a 3-game series are slowly going down the drain.
They're crushing it.
Yeah.
Fine now with the pack leader.
Okay.
Something that could work there. How much can he send with it? Just 2 more snails.
Shadow does get the Pegasus as well. Yeah, he's 970 value. And Eidetic, I mean, he's 975 as well. He's only receiving income from Eidetic, so that's just an easy hold for him, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Alright,
watch
let's just
Shadow Wings
keep
here.
eyes on Shadow's lane. Let's see if this pack leader gets to achieve anything. It dies very, very quickly indeed. It's already gone. The Sky Queen, meanwhile, is massively ramped thanks to all of that extra mana. He is going to leak, but it's... Okay, I was about to say it's not that bad. It's 67%. It's still pretty bad.
67%? That's, yeah. Fine also doing another Fiesta here.
Pretty good one. Pretty good one.
Yeah, so that's kind of helping them here.
They do get some king damage. It's not a huge amount. Eidetic is able to cover a little bit in the mid, but it's something, you know?
Yeah. I mean, in the end, 10% can be important.
Alright, there's another full send coming out from Fine. It's going to be double Brute Snail, but Shadow is not going to be caught unawares here. He builds another 160 gold. He's on 1.1k, and Eidetic, meanwhile, I mean, he's on infinite value as well.
They're both on value, so this is just gonna help Shadow Wings and Eidetic here.
Yeah, they're both easily holding, and now they're just going to have a massive pressure lead on the side of 0-4 because they saved their Mythium.
Yeah, at least Gapenin started doing some King Dragon.
Yeah, kind of too little too late though. 2 regen
the
when
first
you're on
Brute.
49%. 1 Brute insta-snipe there in Shadow's lane. Yeah, the second Brute is getting
Second
sniped
Brute
as well.
also gone. That's also
Nah,
done a
he's
bit.
just easy holding, right?
Now with the Brutes dead, I think yes.
Yeah.
A bit luck for
Alright.
Shadow Wings here for sniping both Brutes instantly, but
Yeah.
even if he didn't snipe the Brutes, he would have just leaked small.
Yeah. And now both Shadow and Eidetic sat on 18 workers, while Gapenin on Fine 14 and 15 over on that side. And despite Shadow and Eidetic having 250 Mythium each, they have pretty much more or less the same income as Gapenin.
Yeah. Question is, when do they want to send? Because here we see already a good answer for 11 and 12.
I mean, it's a good answer for 11, but how good is it against something like a Siege Ram, which is what I think he's going to send?
Yeah, but there's also a Flower. Yeah.
I mean, the Flower is also terrible against a Siege Ram, right?
Yeah,
Because
on
it
11,
just
yes.
never gets to damage the wave.
Yeah, on 11, yes. Do we see the sense on 11? Yeah.
Yeah, Shadow with the 4 eyes. It's got to be a Ram from Eidetic, right?
It
Surely.
has to be.
He goes 4 eyes? What? This feels like a mistake to me because now finds Deathcap has a chance to get on the wave and start dealing damage.
Yeah, I see the risk of a ram is actually that's the ram going on a split alone maybe and
Yeah.
not be useful at all. It's a bit risky.
I mean, we
But-
see no split whatsoever from Fine. So if there
Yeah.
was a siege ram, he probably just leaks the entire wave.
Yeah, I would assume the same. But 4 Eyes is also not bad. But he doesn't have any didn't send any tanks besides now a dino. So the flower is gonna do some damage to the wave.
Yeah.
But his Daphne is just gonna instantly die.
Yeah.
And besides that, there is not much left.
The Daphne is just already gone. Now the flower is tanking. I mean, sure, DK is broken, but it's now
Not
a DK
that.
against the world.
Yeah. 4
Yeah.
Eyes and the Cannoneer helping out.
It's already taking focus. Meanwhile, Gay Pennon, he's not doing much better. 88% leak there for him, 124% for Fine. The GGs come out, 0-4 report and ban, taking the 2-0 here in the elimination match. And that means, unfortunately, Gay Pennon and Fine, their tournament journey ends here. They will not make it through to tomorrow, where Shadowwings and Eidetic have won their match, and they will make it through to tomorrow's semi-finals.
Yeah, they played flawless these 2 games. They didn't leave Gipen and Fine any chance. Took the victory home and deserve to be in tomorrow.
Yeah. And just look at that graph, by the way. It really tells the story because Shadow and Eidetic were just comfortably ahead pretty much from the start to the end of the game.
Yeah. Wave 7 was a bit closer, but
Yeah.
after that, not really working the send there. Yeah, just goes
Indeed.
downwards.
Now, I think we may still have a match ongoing on the other side. Let's just have a quick peek at that. Oh no, they're playing ranked. Never mind. I thought Otaka and Ryuzaki were still going. I think actually that means both sides of the bracket are finished, guys. Let me.
Do you know who won the other side? Can you
let's have a
already
look at
announce the
results.
teams for tomorrow's final?
It looks like the Zookeepers won against the Damiator wants to save Mythium, but that was round 2. So I haven't seen a round 3 result yet from that side of the bracket. Let's see. Is Aviator in a game?
No.
Aviator and Adams have just won 1 against Joke and Slickins, so we might actually be able to hop into their game if you want to keep casting, Mr. Buzz.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
I think the people also want their drops, right?
Yeah. Okay, they're just in loading screen, so we just missed their lobby by 10 seconds, I guess, but we can spectate as soon as... it takes about 30 seconds before we're allowed to spectate, so we'll hop into that game as soon as we can. That's going to be Aviator and Adams up against Mr. Slickins and Joke on You, so I can use this time to sort out the
Upgrade
scoreboard.
Scoreboard. It's 1-1 so far, or what?
I think it's 1-0 in favour of Adams and Aviator, because those games with Shadow and Eidetic were just really fast, right? So it looks like they finished 2 games in the time it took Adams and Aviator to win 1.
No, actually it's 1-0 for Adamus and Aviator.
Yeah.
They only played 1 game, yeah.
Yeah.
So Adamus and Aviator won the first game, and now Joker and you and Slickins need to win the second game to have a third.
All right, scoreboard is done. Can we spectate yet, or is it still too early?
Don't try it.
I can get in.
Yeah,
All right,
spot.
guys. Well, luckily for you, because it has been a super fast day of games in the first bracket, but the second bracket is still ongoing. So let's get into game number 2.
All right, so we see double chaos for Adamus and Aviator, very interesting, and Cartel Castle for Joke and Slickins.
We
so
have
they maybe try to enable each other.
we have double snails coming out from Adams and Aviator, but that is going to double feed Joke and Slickins. And I have to say, I'm absolutely sickened to see Adams and Aviator both abusing chaos here in game number 2.
And Adamus even goes for the Windhog on 1, so he wants to leak. accepting, already pushing to 5 workers. So he takes the gamble of maybe not getting an answer for wave 2.
Yeah, but he gets the Aqua, which is very solid, and he can also add a Proton for a split.
Yeah. It's kind of a gamble with Chaos. He took it and didn't really... It's no problem for him to hold,
Yeah,
I would
no
say.
problem.
Does he even get the gate guard?
No, he's too far away, right?
Yeah.
He would have needed a leak. Maybe that's why they went for the double snails.
Could be. And we see snails all over the board besides on Adamus.
Aviator
But
adding
these snails
a
are
cat.
not gonna do anything again.
No.
Maybe on Adamus wave. He places a full atom, so he's not leaking on wave 2.
No, I think he's completely fine there. And it's only one snail as well. Slickens, with his castle start, he could only just push the 5th worker, and he couldn't afford the 40.
Yeah, Slickens also has the problem that he has an angler there, which is kind of dead value. But with the gate guard is so strong in early game that it kind of evens it out.
Yeah. The angler does die at least, so that's a little bit of damage done because he's losing out on all of that stack value.
Yeah, that's the problem. Angler also a unit that I like on the wall the most.
Yeah. But Kingpin is a unit that you do kind of want to tank a little bit, right? Well, quite a lot actually, because Kingpin basically is a tank unit.
Adamus already sent 60, and I think... Does he get even another snail in there? No. No, he doesn't get another snail, so it will be just a 60 sent into Joke's lane.
Oh, Aviator nice lucking the Seedling here as well, which is just the
Oh.
perfect unit to go with a flower in the early game. It's so strong.
Yeah, he will be pushing to 7 or maybe even 8 workers here. Will he? Sitting on 50 gold, or did he shift for something?
Meanwhile, Joke and Slickens both doing very well. Oh, look at this gate guard, man. I almost survived there. Almost.
Almost, but it's good enough to hold here.
Right, the 2 dogs are still just chewing away on the wave. And
And
it
Aviator
looks...
didn't push, by the way.
Yeah,
Does he want to
stayed on
go for the
6.
bankers?
Okay.
Do we see a banker here or a second flower?
That's a solid hold, actually, from Slickens. He's quite low value there.
Yeah, well done by him.
Aviator, this is classic Chaos play, right? You just
Wow,
overbuild, get the
wow.
unit.
And that's why he didn't push? Wow. I mean, yeah, it's decent, yeah. But he's still a worker behind everyone.
Yeah.
Except Slickens is also sitting on 6. But he had to build he felt the need to build his bounty hunter.
I don't love building the bounty hunter here, honestly.
Yeah, not with 39 stacks.
No.
Maybe let it get one more wave of stacks.
I mean, he's
That
going to
will
hold, I
fine.
guess, as a result.
Yeah, good focus on the gate guard. Just tanks a little bit, gets a second spawn out.
Yeah, the gate guard living is huge. I mean, he still needs to kill this chicken at some point. Wait, Adam's leaking
Just-
67% on value to a fiend?
Wow, we did watch the wrong lane again.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's
pretty
on his
weak
wave,
here, yeah, he's pretty weak.
I wonder if like Slickens sent the fiend and the king up because he wanted the fiend on the left side.
And
Because he
maybe.
could have also added a snail, but this guarantees the fiend to go right.
Yeah. Alright, we have
So-
Adam's now on 8 workers, but so is Joke.
And we see the fiend. That's not gonna do anything to Joke. The gun tanking the boss on wave 5, and then nothing else is just so strong.
Yeah. Yeah, I just look at the aggro, it's absolutely perfect for him.
Nothing else you could wish for.
And Slickens only received a snail here. Now, Bounty Hunter and Peewee, you wouldn't normally expect to be strong on 6, but Gateguard is just insane there.
Are they descending now? Joke is 160 Mithium already.
No, he's going to go for an Ogre on 7, I
Wow.
think.
Wow.
Maybe he even goes wave 8. This is Joke on You we're talking about. He's pretty fond of the old Crinjo.
Oh god. And Slickens has so much PVs, man.
Yeah, he really does.
6 PVs. Oh,
Yeah, interesting.
it's a bit of a dead value.
Yeah. Aviator's on 705 value here on wave 6, by the way.
Wow. Yeah, he gets saved since when did he get his last send on free?
I guess.
Yeah, and only a snail on free.
Alright, Joke on You already has more than 200 Mythium stored up though. He's really threatening Aviator, and there's the yellow guy, there's the ogre. Slickins, I guess he can send 2, maybe 3 brutes.
Oh, this is a pro league here?
Oh, a leak here would just be absolutely insane for Joke. He does as well, wow.
And Aviator is still on 6 workers. That's
Yeah,
hurting
yeah.
him.
Long waves for low workers. And Slickins
we see
even
the-
gets the Mimic there as well because the wave was so long.
And the player with the bounty hunter has the player with the most workers this time.
Yeah, Mr. Slickins is just a different beast with the way he plays Bounty Hunter. But at the same time, he has Gate Guard, which is utterly broken.
Yeah, this is exactly what I said in the last game, like from Gipen. You need something to help, and Gate Guard, 2 Gate Guards with a bounty hunter works pretty well already.
Yeah.
So, but now we see a Mimic and an Ogre.
Yeah. I mean, Aviator has 900 value with a Harbinger and a nearly full stat cat, so he's going to do quite okay, I think.
Yeah.
The Harbinger gets its second summon off now, but his Nightmare's running it down. So he will leak, actually.
But he just, just the Ogre.
Dams, meanwhile, he's leaking, but not very badly. 66% Aviator, 34% Dams. I didn't keep track of that Mimic. I assume it didn't get too much gold because it got sniped off quite early.
Sadly also didn't, but I mean it's a bit of king damage, but for an Ogre on wave 7 you kind of want more.
Yeah, these sends were massive, right? It was 180 for a Dams, it was 260 for Aviator, and they only did 19% king HP damage.
Yeah, and now the workers look better for Adamas and Aviator. They're both kind of full pushed here.
Yep. But Slickins is having a really nice game. He's actually on top wave 8 playing Castle.
And he already has his Kingpin going here.
Yeah.
He wants the early power spike for it. He knows if I get a cent now, I can push just everything.
The best part is that Kingpin hasn't fed into his power score yet, and he's still on top.
With Castle.
With Castle, yeah.
On
Alright.
the other side, Joke will fall off with Cartel, and now with saving for an Ogre on 7, he will have a hard game. So
Yeah.
this game is already kind of in the hands of Slickins.
Yeah, but the double Chaos Abusers, Adams and Aviator. Chaos is pretty much the strongest late game mastermind because you just always get the perfect unit, right?
Oh, on fire on wave 9 with Castle.
Yeah,
That's
Mr.
something we like
Slickins,
to see.
what a beast.
And honestly, is Aviator even holding to... I mean, he has 910 value here. He just gets a Fiend, but 910 value is very low for wave 9.
Yeah, but he has a Harbinger though, man.
Yeah. With
I
the
mean,
full set,
he's easy
maybe, but...
Meanwhile, 200 Mythium for Adams, but of course, in true Chaos fashion, he's heavily overbuilt, so he should be fine. Yeah, easy hold there for Adams.
Everyone is holding here. Are they? Is
Oh,
Drake
here's
gonna get
the
killed?
Ogre Send coming out from both Adams and Aviator, living up to their team name there. Adamiator wants to save Mythium.
Joke will probably get his gun, right? I mean... They're,
Yeah,
they're
he does,
not
he
too
does.
bad on wave 10, actually.
He's
Joke and
really
Slickins-
lacking tanks though, Joke on You.
Yeah. Is the Millennium gonna go in front of the gun?
I'm not sure. That's going to be important because, I mean, I think you want the Vulcan Cannon to stay alive the longest, right? It's the highest DPS
Yeah.
unit.
For sure on wave 10. Sends are big.
I mean, it's to the right. I think it should tank first. 300 send for Joke, 280 for Slickins. Slickins is partially focusing the Ogre. I think he's focusing the Ogre with his Kingpin, which is kind of unfortunate, his pierce damage. Joke on you kills the boss, but not the Ogre. Slickins kills the Ogre, but not the boss.
I mean, that's okay. That's not a lot.
Yeah. Meanwhile, they did income King here, so they're looking in a fairly decent position. They are behind in workers, though, for Joke and Slickins, but they're quite ahead in value and income.
Yeah. And now Slickin's gonna be even more ahead.
Back on fire, and now he gets his castle power spike. He's way ahead in income compared to everybody else in the game.
Yeah. And Joke is not even far behind Aviator and Adamas. He sent 2 snails here, but looking at the income, he's almost on the same income than Adamas and Aviator.
Yeah.
The only difference is Slickins being 60 ahead of everyone.
Yeah, yeah. Which is quite a big lead for a castle player.
Oh, yeah. And he could have even gone for investment, but he chooses Protector. Interesting on the Harbinger.
Now let's see what Adams and Aviator go for.
We see 1 investment for Adamas, everyone else picking Protector.
For Aviator. Okay.
Yeah, Protector and Doppelganger is quite good. So when do we expect the Sens here?
I mean, 13 looks really good against Slickins, right? He looks really, really weak on 13. But Joke on you can have a Doomsday there, which is, of course, very, very strong.
Yeah, Slickins has Yozora as well, but missing the damage kind of for 13.
Yeah. I mean, the Harbingers can do very good damage on 13, but they have to be kept alive because as soon as they start taking damage, as soon as the doggos start taking damage, they just die instantly.
Yeah.
Now, Joke is making the Doomsday already.
Oh, what? Okay, so he's giving away that he's not very pushed, at least. And Slickin's shifting 600 gold?
Wow. Okay, big balls on this guy.
Wow. Imagine there was a 12 cent from Shadow Wings.
Yeah, imagine. I was just about to say, Shadow Wings would have eaten this guy alive.
That's big ballsy, but what is he even shifting for? Does he want the Hades, maybe?
I mean, is he even holding?
Is he... No?
Is he feeding Shutdown?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
You got a Waldo over there.
Waldo. Ostrich.
Do they actually see this in-game? Or do we just...
I think it's just me and you. Can you do the emotes as well now, by the way?
I can, but I don't really use them.
Hey, there we go. So now we have a full send coming out from Adams and Aviator. Now, their team name says they want to save Mythium, but Slickins and Joke on You have just baited that into a lie, with Slickins shifting 600 gold there.
But is it a bait if Joke on You is 560 undervalue?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, right? Like, sure, he has the Doomsday, but...
There's also Ghost Knight coming.
There's a Ghost Knight coming. He's really lacking tank value as well. Really, really lacking tank value.
I can see this going pretty bad for them.
Yeah.
Let's watch.
I mean, the Ghost Knight dies very quickly. The gun, of course, pretty good at killing that, but his tank line is basically already dead. Yeah, that's going to be a big leak for Joke on You. Slickins, how are you doing?
Hope Harbinger's still alive.
Harbinger's doing a ton of damage. I think he's going to clear the wave at least, but probably not the 4 eyes. Joke on You, 91% leak though. Oh, and the Harbingers, they were splitting their focus between 2. As a result, he leaks 1. That's an 83% leak there for Slickins. They're going to take quite some king damage here with 2 4 eyes, a witch, and 5 golems.
Yeah, but looking at the Mythium, we're gonna see a good counter-attack for sure.
We are, but Aviator and Adams, they're on very high king HP there. They kind of need to be one-shot as well when Joke and Slickins decide to send.
But they are doing income here. Do they also do some king because this could end really bad for them, allowing Joke and Slickins to save even more and more and more.
Yeah.
I feel like they will also do the king ups now, because if you do income, you also do the king ups, right?
We'll have to see. I think they almost certainly do, yeah. Yeah, there we go.
But I think the Sands are coming on 15 anyways. Joke on you already pushing.
Yeah,
He's
Joke
2.2k
is
value.
basically suiciding already at this point. He's gone up to... he's not pushing more, though. He's staying on 25. Are they going to skip 15?
I don't think they skip 15.
I think they might. Slickins showed
With
the
the
Lord of
Sand
Death
here
here.
now? With the Sand here now, maybe, yeah.
And Slickins is pushing, though.
Oh my god.
I think they're going to skip. Oh, okay, never
Oh.
mind. Never mind.
Okay, now they will finish up. Nah, they cannot really finish the king ups. Aviator and Adamas, they don't have enough Mythium to upgrade it fully.
And in another world first, by the way, neither Chaos player rolling Lord of Death here on wave 15.
That's another world's first here today.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That's amazing that we can see this today happening.
Yeah, records being made.
Okay, here's the Phoenix on Aviator will do a good job, I think.
Yeah, Phoenix is very, very good on wave 15.
Let's see how good it tanks.
This Needler's getting a lot of
Oh.
work done, though. Adams, meanwhile, against the double Siege Ram. I mean, they both nice lucked the canopies quite early on.
I think.
Aviator's doing very, very well there.
But we
But
see both
not
players leaking.
enough. They are both leaking, but they're not going to die here. Not even close.
No. Not even close. But it's good king damage and good gold.
It's not even that good king damage. Aviator killed his boss, so there's one like 3/4 HP boss, one Needler, and that's kind of it. A Four Eyes, I guess.
Puts him under 50, right?
Yeah, but they're still actually ahead of Joke on You and
Yeah.
Slickins.
It's very even now.
It's very
even.
even, yeah.
Even with the king ups, both have 45, 46. The king ups are almost even. But we see more workers on Joke on You and Slickins. That's the difference here, at least.
We do, but they're quite behind in value. Adams is on 4.3k over there in lane 1.
So let's see what's better, workers or value.
Yeah. Well, Adams, he nice lucks the boars here, so if Slickins and Joke were hoping for a wave 17 send, that's gone out the window now.
Yeah, but sadly with Chaos you also have to give it away, right? You have to give it away. Okay, I have boars for 17. So if they see the boars being placed here, they might think about a longer save, but it's hard with their values, to be honest.
Yeah. Although Joke is pretty good 17 with the Doomsday, with the gun, with the gates, with the Wanderers.
Yeah, a bit more tankage would be good, but...
Yeah, he needs to
the
upgrade
gates-
those. He really needs to upgrade those Wanderers by now.
Yeah. Gate is like a semi-tank, but...
Alright,
It's
nobody
just too slow.
sends.
Oh, really? Nobody sends. That's
Nobody
interesting.
sends, yeah.
With the push of Joke and Slickins, I would have expected that they go 17.
They probably wanted to, but then of course Adam's just nice luck the boars. And now he just nice lucks the Fatalizers as well for 18.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is just why I hate playing against Chaos so much, man.
It's a bit of a RNG fest, right?
Yeah,
If I play Chaos, I never get these stuff, man.
yeah. Slickins is building for 18 as well, though. He's upgraded a couple of Arc Tears here.
Joke
So
did a
nice
few
play
king
there
ups.
from him.
Yeah, but we're gonna see the 18 cents now for sure. from
Yeah,
everyone.
it's just so hard though to lead them because, I mean, Aviator just rolled the Arc Tear here. Adams rolled the Berserker again in case the two that he just made on 17 weren't enough. So he's going to upgrade 2 Fatalizers here. He already has an Orchid for boosting as well.
Yeah, we see the Sovereign being built.
Yeah. Now,
But on the other side,
Slickens, his
Slickens also
value's
looks-
okay. He has got a double levy boosted Hades and very good tanks here with these Arc Tears. Joke on You is dead, though. Joke on You is very, very dead.
Very, very dead. Especially value-wise, he's
Yeah.
like almost like 1k value behind everyone else. So Slicken's got a carry here.
Adams and Aviator both just have very nice roles at this stage in the game. Pretty standard Chaos gameplay there.
But they also get big sense.
They
not
do.
to be underestimated.
Now, Joke, I mean, he's just leaking very heavily here. Slickens has got pretty good focus over there. His Hades is cooking.
No split focusing, solo focusing everything
Joke's
down.
leaking everything. Adams is easily holding. Aviator's leaking small.
Yeah, but also Slickens is sadly leaking here.
Oh, yeah, this is... I think this is game for these guys.
Yep.
Yeah, it's even a shutdown for Slickens. That's crazy
Oh,
because
wow.
it feels like the Chaos team is just easily ahead regardless.
Yeah, they just didn't have good answers for wave 18.
Yeah. And I don't think they can survive here, Buzz.
No,
No.
sadly not.
Unlucky. So that is a 2-0 win there on the side of Adamiator wants to save Mythium, proving once again, if evidence was ever needed, that Chaos needs to be nerfed into the ground.
Completely destroy it.
Yeah, totally unbiased casting, of course. Just look at this graph, man. Like, you've got the Chaos side ahead for the entire early game, and then the Chaos players just roll the right units 5 times in a row, and it's GG.
It's GG because on the right wave, they have the right answers. Meanwhile, Joke on You and Mr. Slickens, they had good rolls, but they had no good rolls for wave 18.
Yeah,
And they don't get 6 new units every wave, so...
yeah, exactly, right? What
I
an
mean,
idiot. You don't get 6 new units every wave?
Why would you not pick this mastermind?
Yeah.
I mean, Adamus and Aviator played this very, very well. They knew what to do and stuff. They deserved this win.
Yeah. But I also deserve to get the Chaos hatred off my chest as well. So. All right.
I mean, I have an idea. You could Chaos playing with just 4 units every wave. You get
Yeah,
4
or
units.
no units. Chaos just doesn't get any units. Like, if you pick it, that's fine, but you don't get any units.
Oh, don't be so harsh. Give them at least 1 unit.
Okay. They
One
can have
random unit.
They can have Looter, and that's it. All
Well-
right, guys, that's everything for today. We've seen some very fast series. In fact, everything on the upper half of the bracket was 2-0 games, and we've seen. Let's have a quick look at how those brackets have played out. So the winner of Group A was the Brother Mings, which is Widdowson and Offmer, with Shadow and Eidetic taking the second spot. And then on Group B, the winners were the Zookeepers, that's Drakir and Lucy. So Drakir and Lucy playing against Shadow and Eidetic in the first semi-final tomorrow, while Widdowson and Offmer will play against Adams and Aviator in the second semi-final. So those will be some pretty cool games. But I have to say, before we end the stream today, a massive thank you to Mr. Buzz for joining me, because with X-God's unfortunate power cut issues, this would have been a very tough solo cast for me today. And Mr. Buzz, you are an absolute lifesaver, mate, for stepping in there. Thank you.
No problem. I enjoyed it.
Good stuff. And hopefully everyone in Twitch chat enjoyed the games as well, because despite them being fast, they were pretty fun as well. But guys, talking about fast games, I actually want to play a little song made by someone that you may know called Nick T, and it's fast and aggressive. Buzz, have you heard this one?
No, I didn't hear it yet. Is it new?
It's newish. It's a couple of weeks old. I was thinking about maybe if we could keep it back as a very first time on the Nova Cup, but he finished it weeks ago. You know, he wanted to share it with his adoring fans. He couldn't keep everybody waiting. But Buzz, have you got anything, any final words before I end the stream with a song?
No, not really. Thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here for XGod. I hope he's there tomorrow though, because I don't have time tomorrow.
Don't worry, I've got tomorrow covered. No stress.
Don't forget to tune in tomorrow again. Tomorrow are the big finals.
Yeah.
Very interesting games.
Yeah, Twitch
And
chat.
that's it. Have a
Thank-
nice evening, guys, and have a lot of fun with the song of Nictia.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Buzz. That's the perfect outro. I don't need to add anything else. So here it is, Nictia with Fast and Aggressive.
Warning. Warning. You have been matched with an opponent known for playing fast and aggressive.
Oh, maybe Rakir just pushed.
Yeah, I feel like he's been pushing on me the whole game.
That's crazy, bro. I don't know why he'd do that. I have a lot of workers, so I'm probably pressuring the whole early game.
I am minus 600.
Fast and aggressive. Dude, I'm undervalued. How can I hold?
I mean, you are plus 300, so...
That's crazy, bro. I don't know why he'd do that. I have a lot of workers, so...
You want income?
That's crazy, bro. Fast and aggressive. That's crazy, bro.
I am minus 600.
That's crazy, bro.
Are we done?
Well, I mean, I think in every game that I've ever played of Legion, we would be good at that here, but...
No, there's no tenacity. So I think we can get that. No tenacity.
I have a lot of workers, so...
I am minus 600.
That's crazy, bro.
No tenacity.
I have a lot of workers, so... That's crazy, bro. Well, I mean, I think in every game that I've ever played of Legion, we would be good at that here, but...
No, there's no tenacity. So I think we can get that.
That's crazy, bro.
No tenacity.
I have a lot of workers, so...
I am minus 600.
That's crazy, bro. Fast and aggressive.
Hello, my dear Poofmas. I got something extra special cooked up for you guys today, and this time it's not a lie. I'm joined here with Drakir and FC
Hello.
Lucy.
Hello, hello.
Oh, yeah.
The Nova Giga Beats. They've been popping off this year, and I want to give everyone a chance to know them a little bit better. So I guess we can start out with maybe just a little bit of background about yourself and maybe how you got into playing Legion, and maybe if you want, you can share a little fun fact about some noobish thing that you used to do when you were low elo.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember exactly how I got into Legion. I think I literally just saw it on the Steam page when it got released, so I just bought it because it looked fun. And then when I started playing, I saw Meteor stream it a lot. So I just like, I think I was like platinum. So I just went to Meteor's chat and it was like, you wanna duo? And then we ended up doing for like a month straight for like probably 1,000 games. It was pretty fun.
Nice. Sad that he departed.
Yeah. And he might make a comeback at some
Okay,
point.
looking forward to it. What about you, Lucy?
Kind of similar. I just saw it on the page when I was browsing games,
Mhm.
looking for
Yeah,
something to play.
The usual midnight Steam store.
Yeah, browsing like 300 games in one sitting,
Yeah,
and yeah, just started from there, and then I'd played like Squadron TD in like StarCraft, so it was like the
okay.
same kind of setup.
Gotcha.
So I felt like I would enjoy it a lot.
Well, it's no surprise, but you both became quite strong players pretty quickly. I mean, maybe not, reaching this super peak level fast, but I think you were both like 2.6-ish the first season you guys played. So was it something in your background, like other games you played? I know, Lucy, you were quite good at TFT, so was that something that helped? And when did you realize you might actually become like really, really good at this game?
I mean, I don't really have a specific. I mean, my main game before Legion was League of Legends, so it's not very similar. I guess maybe some like macro like thoughts could be kind of similar in a sense, but not really. So it's kind of my first like game in that genre that I played a lot. So
just the God Gamer DNA.
I mean, it took me a bit. Like I think, like in my first season, I probably played like well over 1,000 games.
So, yeah, like as much as me. So
I mean, yeah, I mean, not as much as Lucy probably, but I did play a lot, and obviously, I consumed a lot of like tutorials and stuff, like Live TV, Bonnie.
They'll be back soon too, guys.
Surely. Yeah.
Right.
The video coaching streams.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. Oh, that was really good info for like starting out.
Yeah, Shay too.
Shay was actually like, when I was platinum, Shay coached me.
Oh yeah, I duoed with Shay once. And
it's like Shay did this like 3 coaching thing, and then he just coached me, watched my games. So it was pretty helpful actually. I think that made me climb a lot.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, Shay telling me not to build the bunk on 2.
All right. Well, how did you guys end up deciding to play tournaments together? Because I know originally you guys played, I think, well, Lucy, you played with me. And I think Drakir, you played with Slicken. So how did you end up pairing together? Because I think sometime, like maybe April last year, you played together for the first time?
Yes, April was the first month, and it was Penny that suggested it to me. Like, well, we already played a lot of Duke.
Yeah.
Like, I think, like, I don't know when we started Duking, or maybe like in February or March of 2022.
No idea.
We do cute. Well, I know.
Well, I'm glad someone knows.
That's when we started Duking a lot together, and then I think we beat Penny like 20 times in a row or some shit, and he was like, yeah, maybe you guys should play Novacom. I was like, maybe, we can try. So I hit up Offman to ask Offman, can I steal Lucy? And then
of course.
I was like, okay, sure. And then, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you guys, I think literally your first tournament, you were in the finals, and probably most of the tournaments after that as well. But, I mean, obviously you guys couldn't put together a win until, I think, like this year in February or something, and then you won a bunch, but...
March, actually.
Okay. I mean, what changed for you guys? Was it just you guys improving as individual players, as a team, or was it just, it was just going to take some time?
Yeah, I think it's just like tournament play is a lot different than ladder. Like, we were really good on ladder last year. Like, I was like rank 1 for a really long time, but tourney is just a lot different.
It's more stress and stuff too.
Yeah, and it's a bit of a different meta in the sense that like everyone plays very slow and controlled rather than taking risks. So you have to kind of adapt.
For sure.
Like, we struggled a lot against the King Dance and Witherspoon in 2022. They were always so kryptonite.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you guys think makes you so strong as a team? Is it just you guys have so much practice together, or is this something that you feel like would happen no matter what if you put 2 of like the best players on the same team?
I would say it's a combination of a lot of factors. Like, I would say we have decent synergy. Also, due to the fact that we just played like thousands of dual queue games. And yeah, just like improving, learning over the seasons.
For sure.
It took us 11 Nova Cups until we got a win, so
It looks like
Yeah.
we
that's
got a
the
lot of
secret.
seconds though. But yeah, you just gotta grind. But yeah, I think like
Nah,
probably if you have two like really high elo players that just play 11 Nova Cups together in a row, it's pretty likely that they
It's the
win at some
recipe for
point.
success.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. You just have to dedicate like over a year playing
Yeah.
together. Which like
Small amount
you
of
can
time.
see as well in like King Dance and Witherson, they're
for
pretty
sure.
much very similar. Like I mean, I guess before actually they're not that much older of a team than we are. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, they're older
'Cause-
players, but I think they only started playing in like
Yeah,
March or something.
yeah,
as
similar.
well.
Yeah, similar to us. I think Wither used to play with Adamas mostly, right? And King with Sajin, or I
Yeah,
mean, I
so-
guess it depends.
I think I saw when I was checking, doing some research, I saw he played with Buboy one of the tournaments as well.
Mm,
Oh, I remember that.
Alright.
Boy hit the legend.
Oh yeah. Okay, well, I mean, heading into this very last Nova for the year, I mean, the one big storyline you guys have mentioned is like your quote-unquote rivalry with Wither and King. Obviously, they beat you guys a lot last year, but this year you both have, I think, 4 Nova Cup wins, and Drax sneaked in an extra one with Big Bro helping him out. And you're
Yep.
even tied on Nova points as
Yankee.
well. And it seems like you guys are pretty evenly matched this year. I mean, you guys have had some series, but nothing like too crazy. Like you haven't been in the finals of every single one, but you've met in quite a few of them. I mean, how do you feel about your chances this month? Do you guys have anything special, or do you really want to beat them in the finals?
I mean, we obviously want to beat them. It's the last Nova Cup, so there's no December one, right? So
Yeah.
it would be cool to win the last one. And like you mentioned, I mean, at least for me, the Nova Cup points are kind of cool as well. Because if I were to win or at least place higher than them, then I would be first place. And that's also kind of cool to have the badge.
I like the money because Norway is expensive.
Well, there you have it. Lucy in it for the money, Drac in it for the Nova points.
Fake
Different
currency.
priorities.
One last question for you guys. Kind of big picture, do you guys have any goals or wishes with regard to Legion? I mean, whether it's for yourself or just for the game in general?
I mean, wishes would be just that the game grows.
Mhm.
That's obvious because it obviously benefits everyone, right?
For sure.
Would be cool if the game becomes a bit more popular, as it's quite underrated,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
The next marketing
But
push will
obvious-
save us.
That's a very biased opinion, of course, but yeah.
How about you, Lucy?
Well, for me, kind of same, but I also just hope Nova continues, even though it's like,
For sure.
small like community and everything, and it's nice that there's still like monthly tourney, even though it's so small.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's very rare. That's probably
Yeah.
one of a kind to have like this type of infrastructure in terms of esports for such a small game.
Yeah. for
Yeah,
sure.
it's not normal for sure.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining me, and I hope all the viewers out there enjoy this content as well. We'll see you guys in the Nova Cup. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.